Now please direct your attention to the track for a special presentation. For over 169 years, family members have played a vital role in our students' lives and in qualities they exhibit on a day-to-day basis at Otterbein. We welcome all of our families that are visiting this weekend, and we are happy to celebrate with you. As Otterbein strives to recognize family members' crucial influence on their son, daughter, or sister's life, Otterbein is proud to present the Model Community Family Award. This award is given in honor of standing and significant contributions family members make in the lives of our students. This year, President Kathy Kredel is pleased to present the Otterbein Model Community Family Award to Nick Takai, nominated by his sister, Mallory Takai. Mallory is a senior at Otterbein with a major in Allied Health. This year, our superhero homecoming theme represents Nick and his characteristics, the same ones we look for in our heroes: self-sacrifice, service, and perseverance. Growing up, Nick was always a role model for Mallory. He was a hard worker and a good friend to family members and strangers alike. After high school, Nick took on a new role and joined the Marine Corps. Then, when Mallory was a freshman in high school, Nick deployed to Iraq for more than a year. That time was extremely hard on the entire family, but they couldn't have been more proud to serve. Nick's characteristics of determination is best on display after the Marines when Nick successfully pursued his bachelor degree and MBA. In Mallory's submission essay, she wrote, "This from the boy who hated school, and now his determination brought him to new heights. He found other ways to overcome his fears of work and challenged himself to succeed. Now that I'm a grown-up, from where I stand, I can see that I owe my success to my big brother Nick. Whenever I feel like I just don't do what is expected, I remember how he helped others without the need for recognition. Freedom through some of the most terrifying times, found ways of success that were not ordinary, and persevered despite a daunting challenge." Mallory will be graduating this May with an extraordinary successful career at Otterbein, where she was involved with Otterthon, Kappa Phi Omega, SOAR Orientation Team, an RA and Panhandle Council President, and a fourth-year Senator for University Student. Thank you and congratulations, Nick Takai, for graduation. Otterbein 2016 Model Community Family Award winner. Let's give both Mallory and her brother Nick a round of applause. Thank you, Cardinal fans, and don't forget to check out the Department of Music website to see all the great concerts coming up on the schedule. Thanks again, and let's go Cards! We now ask that all in attendance please stand, remove your hats, and direct your attention to the southeast corner of the stadium for the playing of the National Anthem, conducted by Assistant Director Dr. Daniel Kane.
Hello and welcome to Memorial Stadium for our homecoming game. It's the Crusaders of Capital. I am Al Williamson, being joined to my right by Brandon. How are you today, my friend?
I'm doing very well. I'm ready for some good football action.
Good football indeed is what we're going to have here today. Now let's talk about this Capital Crusaders team coming in here. They have a 2-1 record overall, 2-0 in the OAC. Last week they beat Wilmington 35-21. They're led by their quarterback, Thomas Weebler. Last week in that game against Wilmington, he was 15-23 with 2 interceptions, 193 yards, and 2 touchdowns. What are the Cardinals going to have to do today to kind of keep him under control and contain him in this game here today.
Yeah, so the Cardinals actually played very well last week against Ohio Northern defensively, and a couple of key goal line stops for them that really kept them in the game late. And if you're the Otterbein team coming into this game, you really just want to see more of the same because they played very well last week.
They did play very well indeed. They kind of Otterbein fell short to Ohio Northern by a score of 16-10 in a very defensive game. It looked like. What is Otterbein going to have to do in this game against the Crusaders if they want to kind of get over that slump that they fell into after that big win in Wilmington just the week before?
Yeah, the big thing for Otterbein's offense last week is the lack of rushing yards. Logan Stepp was decent throwing the ball, but when it came down to the rushing yards, they were just lacking so much, and when your offense can't be two-dimensional, it's really hard to get going.
I agree with that as well. Here are some other players to keep an eye on for the Capital Crusaders. Rushing the ball, they're led by Corey Heater, 93 yards and 3 touchdowns last week in the game. Also, Thomas Weebler kept the ball himself for 18 yards, no touchdowns there, and also led by Isaiah Lyon, had 4 attempts for 10 yards in the game. Defense is led by tight end Derek Eblin, who has 11 tackles in the game last week against Wilmington, which puts him up to 16 tackles on the year overall. Ben Hickman and Nick Wright both had sacks in that game last week as well for the Crusaders. On the receiving side of the ball, they are led by David Barnett, number 5, who had 48 yards and 2 touchdowns last week, and also by Tyler O'Keefe, who had 31 yards. Longest run last week was for 33. Now let's move over to the Otterbein Cardinals side of the ball. Otterbein comes into this game 1-2. They are 1-1 in OAC play. Like we said before, they lost last week against Ohio Northern. Lost last week against Ohio Northern 16-10 right here at home. And they are led by their quarterback, Logan Stepp. Last week, he was 19 for 36. No interceptions, but no passing touchdowns through the air, too. Only 171 yards through the air and was sacked 3 times, but he did go in for a rushing touchdown. What is Logan Stepp going to have to do to kind of break the mold of what he did last week?
I think for Logan Stepp, again, it kind of comes down to the rushing yards. Obviously he made this transition this year from wide receiver to quarterback. And, we saw when he was a wide receiver how versatile he can be. And this season, he's been very versatile as far as throwing the ball and running. And I think, this Otterbein offense really needs to get back to that because that's what was working for them so well early in the season.
That is what was working for them so well, especially in that game against Wilmington just the week before. Logan Stepp kind of looked a little confused at times last week in that game against the Polar Bears. But Otterbein is being led by their captains for tonight. Captain number 5, Dalton Jarvis, defensive end senior. Julian Lowe, number 11, junior wide receiver. Stephen Carpenter Jr., free safety, number 40. And Justin Henry, senior offensive lineman. Those are your captains for Otterbein today. On the defensive side of the ball, Jake Harper last week led the team with 4 tackles. Kyle Blust, Steve Klum, and Joe Eiflees all had 1 sack in the game last week. Nick Toledo, a guy who was honored here in the pregame ceremony, seeing his brother Christopher Toledo that he has not seen in 6 years since his brother joined the Air Force, came back and surprised him to that touching ceremony during the pregame show. Last year had a career-high 16 tackles in the win against Capital, at Capital last year. And last week against the Polar Bears, had a game-high 11 tackles. So it'll be very interesting to see how Nick Toledo comes out here, especially after that touching tribute, to start this game off here against the Crusaders of Capital.
Yeah, you kind of talk about Kyle Blust as well. He has 4 sacks on this season and, averaging more than a sack a game right now. And he was, kind of a big part for this Otterbein defense, forcing pressure on the defensive line all the time. All the time
last week, indeed. On the receiving core of the ball, we have Julian Lowe, who was injured in last week. He missed most of the second and third quarters, but kind of came back in towards the end of the fourth to try to give Otterbein a last minute drive that was stalled after an offensive pass interference call in the end towards Hunter Joseph. But Hunter Joseph currently leads the OAC with 21 catches, 291 yards, as well as 2 touchdowns coming into this game. As this game gets started, Otterbein's moving from right to left, and they kick the ball off as Capital receives the ball to open the game, and they take a knee in the end zone for a touchback to start this game off. They'll bring it out to the 25 where Capital will take over here at Memorial Stadium. It is homecoming here at Otterbein. A lot of festivities going on today. I know your parents came in a little bit earlier today. You were spending time with them this morning. How do they like Otterbein so far? I know you're a freshman here. Just kind of tell us what they thought of the whole homecoming celebration so far.
Yeah, they were relatively shocked. You know, there's like so much going on, and you know, considering how the size of the school, you know, there's a lot of festivities, of course, and there's much more to come later today as well. Of course, at 7 p.m., the men's soccer team will play Capital in their soccer game, of course, and then there's also a theater production at 8 p.m. As you see the first play of the game, an overthrow from the Capital quarterback.
Overthrow from Capital quarterback Thomas Weebler as we get started here in Memorial Stadium. Starting lineups for Capital offense. They are led by number 17, quarterback Thomas Weebler, sophomore, 6 foot, 195 pounds. Running back Corey Heater, junior. In the backfield, we have Hunter Smith, junior as well. Tight end Trey Reese. Wide receivers, we have David Barnett and Nick Waters. Left tackle, we have Zach Kennedy. And at left guard, we have Zach Clapper. Center is filled. As it looked like the running back was pressured there and brought it down, but we've got some laundry in the backfield. We'll see what the call is here coming up.
Holding on the offense, number 57. 10-yard penalty, second down.
Looks like a holding call against the Crusaders here. They'll back them up about 10 yards. Ball is spotted at the 15-yard line of Capital. Big second down here coming up. Thomas Weaver creeps the ball. Pass short to number 13, Tyler Connor. Oh, no, Corey Heater, excuse me. Running back junior out of Circleville, Ohio. Went to Logan Elm High School. Brings up third down. Gators. Looks like the Capital defense is kind of capitalizing on that penalty there, Brandon.
Yeah, and Otterbein has started off really well here defensively. Of course, they did get a nice penalty call, but Otterbein, you know, they really wanted to set the tone early, and they're doing it here with a third down and long for Capital.
And they got to keep that tempo going if they want to have success in this game. Thomas Weaver drops back, looks down the field under pressure, and is sacked. Is sacked in the backfield. Andre Dull for Otterbein, defensive lineman out of Huber Heights, Wayne. That brings up fourth down. Good stop here with the penalty for the Otterbein Cardinals to start out this game here in Memorial Stadium.
And a really nice 3-and-out to kind of set the tone early for Otterbein. And, you know, if they can come out and score points here on their first offensive drive, they're going to be feeling very confident.
And I think that's the thing that they need to do, is they need to control the tempo of this game. That worked so well for them, even in that loss against Buffalo State to start out the season, especially in that game against Wilmington. Have to control the tempo of the game if they want to have success. And
a muffed kick. It actually goes out at about the 15-yard line. I think they're going to spot at the 16. So Otterbein, pretty much a first-and-goal situation for them now. Coming first possession of the game.
Which is fantastic field position for the Cardinals. Coach Daup getting his team ready as the offense takes the field for the first time today, led by quarterback Logan Stepp. Three receivers lined up to the left, one to the right. Christian Johnson in the backfield for Otterbein. Had an impressive game last week, this Christian Johnson. Passed the century mark with 107 yards to close out the day against the Polar Bears. Let's see what he can do here today. And he hands it off to Johnson. And on the first down, he picked up about 3 on that one. 2nd and 7 coming up here for the Cardinals.
And a good run to start the game. You know, they just want to try to get backs going. That's what we kind of talked about in the pregame. The running game wasn't exceptional last week for Otterbein, so they really want to get it going in this game.
And, you know, it wasn't exceptional, but, you know, Christian Johnson had 100 yards on the ground last week, you know, in that, you know, heartbreaking loss, especially with that late call in that game of that offensive pass interference. But you're right. If they want to win this game today, they have to ground and pound and get the ball into the end zone. And it also seemed like last week you know, to me up here at least, it seemed like they were afraid to let Logan Stepp kind of air that ball out. It was always design runs or handing it off to the running back, and we didn't really see him sling the ball around until really late in that game when they were trying to come back.
Yeah, and it was really interesting to see. Like you said, the really only time they threw the ball deep was on 3rd and long situations when they had to go to the air, and they were pretty successful at 3rd downs last week.
Logan Stepp, drop back to pass, out of the hands of Hunter Joseph, but there's a flag on the play. Looks like it's going to be pass interference on Capital. As we wait for the call.
Pass interference on the defense, number 6. The ball is placed on a foul. Automatic first down.
Good break there for the Otterbein Cardinals. Ball is going to be spotted at a 3-yard line. 1st and goal for the Cardinals here at Memorial Stadium. Logan Stepp in the backfield. Motions Julian Lowe. Hands the ball off to Lowe. Trying to find the outside pocket, and it's pushed out around the 2-yard line as he's gang tackled to the ground.
Yeah, and I like that they're trying to get Julian Lowe involved. You know, this season he was one of like the factors, you would say, coming into the year, and he hasn't done as much as I think Otterbein wants him to do as far as his production statistically, and you know, they're really trying to get him going here early in the game, and I like that.
They're trying to get him going early as well. Only had 12 yards in the game last week as far as receiving the ball goes. Logan Stepp keeps himself and gets to about back to the line of scrimmage. We've got a 3rd down here coming up, 3rd and goal.
Yeah, and you talk about Otterbein's defense doing well. This goal line stand from Capital's defense has been pretty good so far, obviously giving up the pass interference call, but you know, they're still doing very well here.
The defense did very well against their game in Wilmington last week. The Capital Crusaders did, putting up a nice goal line stance here against the Cardinals. Johnson in the backfield. Logan Stepp awaiting the snap. He's scrambling out, and he is caught by Julian Lowe on the right side of the end zone. Touchdown, Cardinals.
Yeah, it's a big touchdown from Julian Lowe. I talked about it earlier, trying to get him going early in the game, and we've seen it there. The touchdown pass from Julian Lowe on a short little out route. Nice
one-hand grab in the right side of the end zone there for Julian Lowe, which gives the Cardinals the first points of the game. Joe Sanfilippo waiting for the extra point. Joe Sanfilippo was the Cardinals Player of the Week last week.
Yeah, hit a 40-plus yard field goal in that game. Having a good kicker like Joe Sanfilippo can be such a weapon to an offense when you don't very far for him to be able to kick in a field goal.
Absolutely. He just nailed the right center, which is to our left here from about the 10-yard line, so you know that he can put some distance on that ball. Otterbein is up 7-0 here at Memorial Stadium. We're going to take a break. We'll be right back here on your home for Otterbein Athletics. This is Otterbein TV. And we are back here at Memorial Stadium. I'm Al Williamson, Brandon Chave to my right. Line huddles up as they get ready to put the ball away. They put the first points up on the board. It is 7-0 here. It's homecoming at Otterbein University. Joe Sanfilippo with the kick. Nice end-over-end kick way to the back of the end zone where they will take a knee. Touchback for the Crusaders. They'll bring it out to the 25 where they get started at Ballinger Field. Brandon, kind of break down that last drive there for the Cardinals and what they need to do to kind of capitalize that going forward.
Yeah, so Otterbein very fortunate. The punt from Capital kind of muffed and it ended up being in the 16, and so obviously only having 16 yards to go makes it very convenient for an offense to just go ahead and put that one on the board. And for Capital, it's really big to respond. Otterbein's defense, of course, forced that 3 and out, last drive.
Absolutely. With a penalty on the last drive, that set them back 10. The Otterbein defense held for a quick it off to Cody Heater and gets about 2 yards on the play. Brings up 2nd and 8 for the Crusaders. Joe Ifelice and Stephen Carpenter on the tackle there for the Cardinals. 2 big names on this Cardinal defense here. As Capital waits the snap, motions the wide receiver, hands it off. Coming out to about the right and gets gang tackled at about the 30-yard line. That'll set up about 3rd and 4.
And another 3rd down that Capital has to convert. It's so far another great possession for the Cardinals defensively. And, of course, if you're an Otterbein fan, you'd look to see him close it out with another 3 and out. But it's definitely manageable for Capital.
Absolutely, absolutely manageable. 3rd and 5 coming up here with 10:06 left in the first quarter. Otterbein defense is looking for another big stop here. There's a snap. Weebler keeps it. Pass intended and caught by number 19, Tyler O'Keefe, running back sophomore out of Sarasota, Florida. And that gives the Crusaders a 1st down. We're going to spot the ball at about the 32-yard line. Oh, excuse me, 37-yard line. Heater with the ball and is going to be tackled by number 40, Stephen Carpenter, Jr. out of Granville, Ohio. Tackles him out of bounds at about the 43-yard line on the Capital sideline.
Capital running a little bit of a no-huddle there, trying to catch him off guard. And, they didn't make any substitutions. It looks like they're just going to go for it again with another just quick play.
2nd and 4 coming up here. Heater in the backfield with Weebler as the quarterback. Weebler's under pressure and will be sacked at about a scrimmage. Austin Jones in on the sack for that one. He'll receive a half sack on the point. Cardinal down on the field.
Yeah, and before the training staff even got out there, he stood up already. Can't see what number it is, number 45.
Number 45, that is Kyle Bloost. Not good to see the big man coming out of the game like that. Looks like he got rattled. He got up before the training staff got to him, like Brendan said. He's walking off the field under his own power.
Yeah, but it looks like an arm injury, of course. You could kind of see the trainer already looking at his arm coming off the field, and that's your leading sacks player for Otterbein, so not a good person to lose if you're the Otterbein defense.
Especially, and you can see he is visibly frustrated to be injured because he has such a huge role on this team, but the trainers are going to check him out as we resume action here on the field. It is 3rd down and short for the Capital Crusaders. There's a snap. Ball passes to number 15, and he's running it up the left sideline, pushed out of bounds at the Otterbein 41 line. Number 15, David Barnett. He's another player to watch here, freshman out of Springfield, Ohio. Brings up another 1st for the Crusaders.
And another nice 3rd down and short for Capital, and they're keeping the drive alive here on 3rd downs.
It's a second 3rd down conversion drive alone. 8:10 left on the clock. Weebler keeps the ball. He's looking. And is caught. It's caught by Nick Waters, wide receiver out of Hilliard-Davidson, Ohio. And that brings up a big 1st down at the Otterbein 18-yard line.
Yeah, and it was just a curl route from the Capital receiver, and he ended up he executed it perfectly, and the throw was right on time, and really no chance for the cornerback there from Otterbein.
Absolutely not. So we set up another 1st and 10 for the Crusaders on the Otterbein 18. Ball is snapped, handed off to Heater, and he is met almost immediately by Dalton Jarvis, who's going to have to step up now with Kyle Bloost out of the game, him and Nick Toledo. They're the big guys on the inside that are going to have to step up big with Bloost out on the sideline for the time being.
Yeah, and it looks like they got just about a yard, so 2nd and 9, of course. And, you talk about just getting a couple more yards, and it sets up another manageable 3rd down for this Capital offense. So 2nd down Very big play for them here.
Very big play indeed. Let's see if the defense can stop them here. There's a snap. Weebler keeps it, hands it off. Nice break there. And a missed tackle. And it looks like they're going to spot him down at the 1, even though he was kind of tackled in the end zone. That was number 3 again. Number 3 again, Nick Waters.
Some shifty moves from the receiver there, Hilliard Davidson.
Stephen Carpenter missed on a tackle on that one.
Yeah, and it looked. Yeah, Otterbein actually had 12 players on the field there, so they called a timeout just in time, and instead of taking the flag.
Justin's taking the flag. You saw the guy frantically trying to run off the field up here from the press box.
But Capital, a very good drive so far, I would say. They've had a couple of third downs and short, but they've converted, and now they're in a very good position to kind of react to what Otterbein has done offensively and put up 7 points of their own.
Absolutely, and they're in a great spot to do it. This will be 1st and goal from the 1 for the Crusaders here. Let's see if this goal line defense can make a stop here for the Cardinals. Coming out of the timeout, Otterbein wasted a timeout here as they had 12 men on the field as they were trying to get everything together for it. And here we go, we're back, we're resuming. Thomas Weebler, quarterback, awaiting the snap, handoff, and he's in. Corey Heater, touchdown, Crusaders.
And a very good drive, like I just spoke on from the Capital offense. A great reply as well after, some errors forced them to give up great field position to Otterbein. And now if you're Otterbein, you come out again on this offensive drive and you realize now, it's a game again.
We're going to have probably as good a field position, so we'll see what this offense is really about after coming out of that loss last week. Oh, and looks like there's going to be a fake on the play. No extra point there, going for a 2-point conversion, and it is overthrown. 7-6, Otterbein still on top after some trickery by the Capital Crusaders.
Yeah, that's a very gutsy call, I would say, early in a game.
I agree.
You definitely do not see that a lot. Of course, last week in the first quarter, we saw a fake punt from Otterbein, and we saw an onside kick in the first half as well. But I don't necessarily agree with that call, just from the standpoint that you have a chance to tie the game up, and now Otterbein obviously only a 1-point lead, but that's still a lead.
That's still a lead indeed. And even last week in that game against the Polar Bears, we on a 4th down, we came and we tried to punt the ball. We got a 1st down, immediately got a 3-and-out after that. So, like you said, very gutsy call here by the Capital Crusaders to try to go for a fake 2-point conversion here instead of just tying this game up at 7 apiece. So Otterbein still on top, 7-6 with 6:41 left to go in the first as we await the kickoff from the Capital Crusaders. Drew Staley, kicker freshman out of Delaware Hayes High School right here in Central Ohio. The kick is up, moving from left to right. Kind of a squibby little kick. And Otterbein falls on it at about the Otterbein 12-yard line.
Yeah, but it did end up going out of bounds, so the ref, you could see on the far side, threw the flag, and that'll bring it out to, I believe, about the 40-yard line.
I believe so. It is homecoming here at Otterbein University, and there is a multitude of events that are going on here a little bit later on this afternoon that you can still catch after today's game. At 5 p.m., there is the Young Alumni Happy Hour at Jimmy V's Bar and Grill right there on State Street. Also at 5, it is the class of 1976, their 40th reunion anniversary, as well as the class of 1996, 20th year anniversary. And at 7, there's the O Club 61st dinner. More events to come here as this game progresses here from Memorial Stadium. Cardinals offense will take over at about the 35-yard line. Logan Stepp in the backfield. There's a snap, handoff. kind of finds a crease and is dropped at about the 40-yard line. That was Anthony Ween. Oh, Isaiah Richmond, excuse me, from Canal Winchester, Pickerington Central High School. Kind of split back formation there for the Cardinals.
And a nice pickup of 5 to start the drive for Otterbein, and hopefully coming out and doing more of the same that we saw last drive.
Johnson in the backfield again with our quarterback Logan Stepp. Awaiting the snap. Hand off to Johnson. Oh, Logan Stepp keeps it himself. And, nice clip of the knee there at the yard line. Nice pickup of about 7 on that one, but there's a flag on the play.
Yeah, and it was a nice design read option from Logan Stepp, and he ended up keeping it himself and getting about
Sure did trick me.
7 or 8 yards.
Let's see what the call is.
On the offense, number 87. It'll be a 10-yard penalty, 3 points, second down.
Number 87, Josh Pillinger, junior tight end out of Mansfield. Backs the Cardinals up to the about 40 line. Brings up second down and 5.
Yeah, you get a nice run from Logan Stepp, so.
Now he took a hit on that one.
Yeah, pretty frustrating if you're the Otterbein offense to give up a penalty like that, but see if Logan Stepp can come out and do it again.
Johnson again in the backfield. Awaiting the snap. Snap, handoff. Nope, keeps it himself, but he's under pressure. He's going to throw this one downfield. The Capital sideline was looking for an intentional grounding call, but they did not get it on this time around.
No intentional grounding as the quarterback is out of the pocket.
Now 3rd and 5 for Otterbein, and well, we saw Capital convert a couple of these on their drive, and Otterbein, looking to do more of the same.
Had 3 third down conversions in that last drive. Let's see if Otterbein can convert on their first third down here on this next series of theirs. Logan Stepp motions Julian Lowe. Keeps the ball, drops back. Julian Lowe, first down, Cardinals. Pushed out at about the 47-yard line, excuse me.
And so far in this game, Otterbein's offense has done a better job of targeting Julian Lowe and really getting him involved early. And that's what you want to see if you're an Otterbein fan. He hasn't had the greatest start to the season, but he's such a good player, and it's very important that Otterbein gets him going.
They need to get him as many touches as humanly possible. Logan Stepp keeps the ball himself. No, gives it to Julian Lowe as he runs over to the right and is pushed out on the Capital sideline at about the 45-yard line. Cardinals now in Crusader territory.
That's the second jet sweep we've seen from Otterbein to give the ball to Julian Lowe and let him run with it. And both times it's worked fairly well for them, I would say. This time better than the last, and again, just getting Julian Lowe involved constantly.
Yeah, getting Julian Lowe. Julian Lowe has more touches now than Joseph does currently in this game, Otterbein's other big receiver. Lowe takes the snap. Oh, and is overthrown for Julian Lowe. Logan Stepp put too much pepper under that one. His receiver couldn't get under it. Brings up another third down here.
Yeah, and another third down and manageable, I would say, for Otterbein. Looks about 4 yards from here.
Yeah, looks about 4 yards. It is 3rd and 4 with 4:20 left on the clock. Otterbein is up 7-6 here. It's homecoming at Memorial Stadium. The ball is spotted at the 46-yard line in Capital territory. Christian Johnson in the backfield with our quarterback, Logan Stepp. Logan Stepp keeps the ball. Short pass intended for Hunter Joseph, but there's a flag on the play because that was blatant pass interference.
Yeah, a little bit of a lucky break for Otterbein. Logan Stepp kind of overthrew Hunter Joseph by 2 or 3 yards.
Yeah, probably about 2 or 3 yards.
And gets the flag in the end, so that'll keep the drive alive for now for Otterbein. And
pass interference. Defense, number 1.
Confirming the pass interference and a 15-yard penalty, of course, and a first down now for Otterbein's offense.
That was Jordan Duncan, defensive back from California for the Crusaders, that got that pass interference call. Cardinals step up. It's a first down for the Cardinals. Christian Johnson in the backfield, Logan Stepp. 3 receivers to the right. Short throw there. Intended for Julian Lowe. It was underthrown.
Yeah, not a good throw on the screen from Logan Stepp, and obviously try to throw a ball very fast there when you're running a screen, but I think he just maybe did it too fast and kind of lost some of the technique along the way.
He was not under pressure. He just kind of let the ball go way too early. Logan Stepp receives a snap again. Handoff. Christian Johnson cutting up to about the 25-yard line before he's finally dropped.
Yeah, and after a pretty poor play from Otterbein, they come back with a nice run from Christian Johnson and make it another 3rd and manageable. It's Otterbein offense, and I think, every drive so far in this game, we've seen 3rd and manageables for both sides.
That last penalty, that pass interference call, this is the 3rd down, or this will be the 3rd down that Otterbein will convert if they are able to convert it here coming up. Capital last time out converted 3 3rd down conversions. Oh, nice pitch. Nice pitch, which is dropped in the backfield, but he's running it up. He comes back all the way across the field before he's finally dropped at about the 8-yard line. Isaiah Richmond. Logan Stepp was under pressure, pitched the ball to Richmond, who dropped it in the back, but came across the field with Wise and brought it from about the 35, pushed out of bounds at the 8-yard line. It is 1st and goal for the Cardinals.
That's one of the crazier plays I've seen in a while. The pitch came in, he drops the ball, picks it up, just comes all the way back around to to the short side of the field for us, and ends up getting the blocks and gets the 1st down.
Absolutely.
Of course, Otterbein now calling a timeout after that big 3rd down conversion.
Coach Daub taking his 2nd timeout of this half, and it's only the 1st quarter. 2:56 left in the quarter. It is 7-6. Otterbein is up, coming here at Memorial Stadium. We're going to step aside for a quick second. This is Otterbein TV. We're back here at Memorial Stadium. It is 1st and goal. Ball is marked at the 8-yard line. Cardinals knocking on the door. Logan Stepp in the backfield. Christian Johnson also in the backfield. But the whistle was blown. Looks like there's some confusion there with the referee staff. Getting back under play here. Stepp in the backfield. Christian Johnson, his receiver. 2 receivers lined up to the right, 1 to the left. Johnson straight ahead. Touchdown, Cardinals. Right up the middle, Christian Johnson. Another touchdown on the ground for the Cardinals.
Yeah, and the Otterbein offensive line had such a huge hole there, and he basically walked into the end zone on that one.
Way to punch it in. Way to make a hole for him right there.
And you talk about the reply from Otterbein out and showing that they can, come all the way down the field and get points. First drive was very good for them, and it was also very easy for them, obviously, because they had only 16 yards to go after the muffed punt, and this time a lot farther drive, and they still convert it into 7 points. And Capital now fly after they scored a touchdown on their last drive, but of course went for 2 and didn't get it.
So now Otterbein takes their lead to 8, as it is 14-6 right here at Ballinger Field at Memorial Stadium. It's homecoming here at Otterbein University. I know I emceed the homecoming parade a little bit earlier, which you'll see highlights for Otterbein TV and Otterbein 360 and all across Otterbein student media here as the week progresses. That all should be up and ready to go by the start of the week on Monday. But Otterbein getting ready to kick this ball away again. Joe Sanfilippo, excuse me, waiting to kick this ball away.
Yeah, and I just noticed on the sideline, Justin Henry, the senior offensive lineman, came out after the play and went straight to the training bench. And, you know, hopefully not something too serious for Otterbein because he's a big part of their offensive line.
He is also a huge offensive line. 2 injuries so far for the Cardinals today, none for the Crusaders. Let's doesn't stay a trend like that for our Cardinals today. Last week we had a bunch of injuries on both sides of the ball as far as the Polar Bears and the Cardinals were concerned. But as we get ready for the kick, Joe Sanfilippo waiting to kick it from right to left here at Memorial Stadium. Nice end over end kick. It's going to be received in the end zone and brought out by Capital. And he is clipped and brought down at the 20-yard line. That was number 3, Nick Waters, who brought that ball out. It was pretty deep in the end zone there. Didn't take a knee, but brought it out to try his luck and was stopped at around the 20-yard line. They're going to spot the ball at the 21. 1st and 10, Capital.
Yeah, and just to make a note, Kyle Blust, who did come out of the game earlier with an injury, I can see him now back in the game. So that's good to see if you're a Cardinal fan, because Kyle Blust, the leading sacks for this Otterbein team, and first play of their drive for Capital is shut down by the Otterbein defense. About 1.
Oh, yeah. Thomas Weebler, quarterback, hands off to Cody Heater. Like Brendan said, a gain of 1 brings 2nd down to 9 here at Memorial Stadium. Second and 7 here for the Crusaders of Capital, visiting here at home. It's homecoming for the Cardinals. Thomas Weebler keeps the ball. Pitch over to number 22, who has dropped out of bounds, which will bring up 3rd down for, oh no, bring up 1st down. They're going to mark him, give him enough for a 1st down.
That was very, and they ended up giving it to him in the end, and I think that was the right call.
That was Hunter Smith for the Crusaders. Picks up the 1st down and a nice little short pass from Thomas Weebler. First down and 10. Hunter Smith motions, handoff to Heater. Runs up the sideline, pushed out at about the 39. We'll bring up 2nd and 1.
Yeah, and it looks like he may have walked out a little bit before the 39, so actually, nope. Yeah, just like a little bit before the 39.
So they're going to mark that ball just shy of the 39 line.
2nd and short.
Capital moving from left to right here at Memorial Stadium. 2nd down and 1 coming up. Handoff to Heater again, who he's met almost immediately by number, looks like 22. That's Booby Smith, linebacker for Otterbein out of Portsmouth, Ohio. But that is another, it wasn't another Capital 1st down. Capital trying to figure out their offense at the moment. Thomas Weebler changing the play at the line. 1 receiver lined up on the left and the right. Motions 1 receiver, hands off to Cody Heater. And is dropped behind the line of scrimmage. Loss of 2 on the play. Otterbein defense is having a good showing so far here in this game.
Yeah, Otterbein's defense has done well. They obviously had a great first drive and letting up 6 points in the last one, but you know, you hope that they can come out and kind of repeat what they had in the first drive. So far, Capital has done pretty well in this drive, and like you say, Otterbein just looking to make a stop.
Make a big stop here. Time's going to tick down here with 4 seconds in the first quarter. as the first quarter comes to a close. It is 14-6. Otterbein is.
Thank you to all of our Second and 10 for the Crusaders on the 41.
We're back here in Memorial Stadium. Thomas Weebler with the snap and overthrown. Intended for David Barnett. Bring up a third down here for the Crusaders.
Yeah, they actually had a little fake play there. It was a handoff. And number 10 for Capital tried to end up throwing the ball downfield, but it was great coverage and a great read by the Otterbein defense to shut that fake play down.
Thank you guys for joining us. This is Otterbein Television's coverage of Otterbein's homecoming game against our arch rival, the Capital Crusaders. I'm Al Williamson, being joined to my right by Brendan as Otterbein looking to stop the Crusaders, here on another third down. Pass intended and caught by David Barnett, who was shoved out of bounds at about the 36-yard line. Brings up another Crusaders first down.
And a nice little throw from the Crusaders, and Otterbein just desperately trying to get a stop here. You can see, we saw after the catch a little bit of frustration from the Otterbein Cardinal defense. They feel like they should have been off the field by now.
This Cardinal defense is just kind of swapping in and out defensemen. This kind of combination is going to click here as they've been unable to stop the Crusaders on this drive so far. Weebler keeps his under pressure pass to number 9. Trey Reese, tight end junior out of Pennsylvania. Gain of about 5 on that one. Bring up second down.
Number 9, Trey Reese. Number 34, Dave Liggett.
Second and 7 coming up here with 13:57 left in the second as we get underway here for the second. Thank you guys wherever you may be and however you may be watching or listening to Otterbein TV or WOBN 97.5 FM, the wild card, as Cody Heater is dropped in the backfield by number 22, Booby Smith, once again.
And another third down for Capital, and it could be a big stop here for. I don't think Capital's quite in field goal range yet, so big might put Capital in four down territory,
Might make them force a field goal here as the ball is marked at the 37-yard line. Cody Heater in the backfield with their quarterback, Thomas Weebler. 3 receivers lined up on the left-hand side. Weebler on a short throw to number 3, Nick Waters, who picks up the first down. Oh, looks like they're going to mark him just short of the first down. Will bring up 4th and 1 for the Crusaders. Oh, no, corrected again. They ended up giving it to him. First down and 10 for the Crusaders.
Yeah,
looks like these referees are having a hard time making up their minds.
Yeah, and Nick Waters off a little bit after that catch, and that's not really what you want to see if you're a Capital fan. He's been a fairly important piece to Capital's puzzle offensively early in this game, and you hope he can come back for this Capital offense.
Doing big things on special teams. Thomas Weber gets the snap in the backfield all alone under pressure, and pass intended for David Barnett. Goes in and out of the hands of Barnett, which will bring up second here for the Crusaders. The Crusaders seem to be really inconsistent here, Brendan. It's like they do very well and then they do not so well. What do you think they need to do to kind of get their rhythm together here, and what does the Otterbein defense need to do to kind of keep holding them where they want them?
You know, I think for Capital, they're definitely dictating the tempo at this point of the offense, and you know, they've had a lot of third and manageables, and if you're Capital, you really just want to convert these quicker fashion and start to get pressure being applied to this Otterbein. You see a run from the quarterback, Weebler. He's going to scramble all the way to about the 6-yard line. A great run from the quarterback, Thomas Weebler.
Thomas Weebler picks up more than he needed for a first down that puts them in the red zone. It is Capital first down here at Stadium. First and goal coming up here. Impressive run by Thomas Weebler, who had a bunch of numbers on the ground last week in their game against Wilmington. Cody Heater in the backfield for Capital. Hand off to Heater. No, Weebler keeps it again himself. He's going to be dropped around the 4-yard line.
Yeah, nice little run from Weebler to start this goal line stand for the Otterbein defense. And we saw a couple of these for Otterbein last week against Ohio Northern, and you hope they can kind of do it again and field goal from Capital.
Absolutely. Otterbein's goal line defense was unstoppable against the Polar Bears of Ohio Northern last week. So far, they have not been able to get the job done. They've only allowed one score, though, here at Memorial Stadium. The score is 4-6. Otterbein's on top of Capital as Capital gets ready to start another goal line rush. Weebler under pressure, touchdown, wide open on the right zone.
And a nice throw from Weebler. It was a play action, and he had two pressuring him, but in the end, he had a one-on-one with his receiver in the back of the end zone, and the size advantage for the receiver there, Barnett, makes it very easy for him to go and put that one in for a score. And now you wonder if Capital will go for two again to try to tie up the score, obviously, since they didn't convert first time around.
Oh, they did try again, and it is blocked.
Yeah,
Otterbein's Anthony Ween slapped that ball down right at the goal line. It looked like the snap was kind of bobbled, so he decided to run with it and pass it, and no go again for Capital on another two-point conversion try.
Yeah, and I'm not so sure that was a planned fake for sure. I mean, you saw the snap as soon as it came to him. He kind of, fumbled it around to himself, and in the end, he just decided to go out and throw. And to be fair to me, he made the most out of that opportunity. He almost found his receiver, but Anthony Ween with a great stop in the end zone.
Right there at the goal line. If he would have just reeled it in, that would have been 2 points for Capital, but it was not the case. Anthony Ween batted that ball down. Good spatial awareness by Ween on that one, as Otterbein retains the lead. It is 14-12 now at Memorial Stadium. There is 11 minutes left to go in the second quarter. In the first half, 11 minutes left to go.
And I don't know the last time I've seen a special teams in any football game not convert two points in a row.
I've never seen. It's been a very long time since I've seen two-point conversion tries back to back.
It's true. Very true.
Julian Lowe and Hunter Joseph in the end zone to receive the ball for Otterbein. It's a low kick. Lowe receives it at about the 12-yard line, gets some good blocks, and is finally dropped at the Otterbein 34-yard line. Or excuse me, the 34-yard line.
The drive for Otterbein, and talking about position, obviously. First drive, they had, starting the ball at the 16. This one, obviously the kick that went out of bounds, they started at the 35, and again, starting at about the 35-yard line for Otterbein, and Capital, all the pressure on their defense now.
Absolutely. Logan Stepp leads his team back out onto the field. Christian Johnson in the backfield. Hand off to Johnson. No, keeps it himself. Pass caught by Julian Lowe and is tackled on the Capital sideline.
And a gain of about 4 for Otterbein, and now a second and manageable. We talked about all game, these second down, third down and manageables for Otterbein and Capital. They've very high rate so far.
Looks like there's some confusion on the Otterbein offense. Ball is snapped, and Logan Stepp, pass intended for Julian, kind of throws it short towards the ground. Julian Lowe was probably missed him by about a yard.
And that's the second time we've seen trying to do a quick little screen, and Logan Stepp again just underthrows him on the screen, and you could see Tim Daup a little unhappy with the throw from Logan Stepp there, and again, though, still trying to get Julian Lowe involved, and we'll see that many more times on this drive, I'm sure.
Julian Lowe injured early in the game, which kind of took him out of the equation last week, which is probably good for the Polar Bears as they win it 16-10. Brings up another third down here at Memorial Stadium. Logan Stepp under pressure, keeps the ball himself, and it will be down at the 44-yard line, looks like.
Yeah, it's very close.
And they're going to give him the first down. First down, Cardinals.
And a nice little scrum from Logan to get that first down. And, of course, the conversion from receiver to quarterback, showing a little more receiver on that one.
He was really under pressure on that one and used what he is known best for, his legs, to get him out of trouble on that one and pick up another Otterbein first down. Got 3 receivers lined up to the left. Johnson in the backfield with Stepp. Gets the snap. Runs it right up the gut. But the ball comes out. And it is Capital recovers the ball. What a tough break. Christian Johnson as he comes limping off the field, which is not a good thing to see. But Capital recovers the ball off of a nice scamper by Christian Johnson where he fumbled the ball right at the end of the play.
Yeah, and you wonder if the injury may have affected that. Of course, it looks like a leg injury, so maybe not. But very unfortunate to see Christian Joseph, of course, fumble, but now as well come out with an injury. And, you know, going forward, we've seen some production from other Otterbein running backs, so maybe not the end of the world for this Otterbein offense, but Christian Johnson, definitely the starter for this team, I would say.
Otterbein is very deep at their running back position this year that we've seen already. Justin Stoner and Shaq Alexander are big examples of that as they've put up big numbers in the last 3 games that Otterbein has had against Buffalo State, Wilmington, and Ohio Northern, respectively.
And now another chance for Otterbein to come out and make a big stop defensively. But, of course, Capital, they've done very well today on offense, converting both of their possessions, or 2 out of 3 of their possessions, excuse me, into points.
What if you're the Capital team here, what do? You've gotten into the end zone 2 times already, but you failed on both of your extra points. What do you do to kind of get your mind off that and move forward here in this game?
I think more of the same, you know, as we see a nice gain from Capital there. And, you know, the last 2 drives, they've found the rhythm, and they've really been able to kind of dominate this Cardinal defense. So, you know, if you're Capital, keep playing the game you've been playing since, you know, basically since minutes into the first quarter.
Ball's going to be at the Otterbein 28-yard line. Weebler with the snap, hands off to Nick Waters again. This is going to be dropped down at about the 27-yard line, brings up second down for the Crusaders.
Yeah, Nick Waters, talked about him limping off after the end of Capital's last drive, but he comes back out and he looked good there. And so happy to see if you're a Capital fan, because like we said before, kind of an X factor for this team as far as what he can do and how versatile he is as an offensive threat.
Absolutely. We hope to get an update here on Christian Johnson, who started as running back in this game for the Cardinals. He is still intended to on the sideline, but as we get back to play, Miss Weebler gets the snap, keeps it himself, scrambles out to the left, and it is thrown and caught by David Barnett, who has finally dropped down around the 9-yard line. Another first down for the Crusaders in the red zone.
Really nice gain again from Capital offense, and Otterbein Cardinals, they seem to be, you know, in a little bit of disarray as Capitals, you know, they've really controlled the tempo of the game, and they're playing very well right now.
They are playing very well, and it looks like Capital is doing exactly what we've talked about. The keys for success in this game being they're controlling the tempo on offense, and the Otterbein defense is having a hard time slowing them down. Gets the snap, hands off, Cody Heater again. Runs up the left side where he spins out of a tackle. And he's going to be dropped around the 4-yard line. Second and goal for the Crusaders coming up.
And just kind of looking to see Christian Johnson walking around on the line. It looked like they taped up one of his knees. So just trying to get back into moving form to hopefully bring him out here for Otterbein's next offensive drive.
Hopefully we'll see him back. Great guy. I've talked times. He's very passionate about this football team. As we get back to play, Cody Heater, excuse me, hand it off, gets the ball, and is dropped on the 4-yard line.
Yeah, now 3rd and goal for Capital's offense, and this will be a big goal line stand for Otterbein if they can do it.
They get right back to the line of scrimmage on that one.
Yeah, and Otterbein's defense, we talked a lot about how good they were in the last game. In this game, the first time they were in this position, Capital ends up putting 6 points on the board. But, I still believe in the Otterbein defense. I think that, they've got a lot to prove here against the Capital offense that is in a very good rhythm right now.
They are in a very good rhythm indeed, and you want to see this Otterbein do well as the ball is caught in the back of the end zone by number 9. That'll be Trey Reese, tight end for Capital, as they strike again. Maybe this time that just kicking the extra point will do them well. As they go up now, it is 18-14 Capital.
Yeah, and what a throw in the back of the end zone. You talk about an over-the-shoulder grab, but the throw itself was spot on. Weebler.
Spot on is probably the best way to put it. It was just a beautiful pass right to the back left corner of the end zone.
And the Capital offense is going to stay out here, so they're going to just commit to the 2-point conversion.
They're committing and trying to take that lead that if Otterbein scores again, will be tied up.
Yeah, and I think that's the smart call in this position. Obviously, just the way the points work for you. Capital really advantage here.
Weebler, backfield, receives the snap. Kind of lobs it up there, and it is caught by Nick Waters. 2-point conversion is good. They are 1 for 3 on 2-point conversion so far in this game. That makes your score Capital 20, Otterbein 14. We're going to step away for just a quick second. You're listening to the home of Otterbein Athletics. This is Otterbein.tv. We're back here at Memorial Stadium. There's a flag on the kickoff, late flag. Welcome back to Memorial Stadium. I'm Al Williamson. Brave to my right. There's 6:30 left in the half. Capital on top of the Cardinals, 20-14. It's homecoming here at Otterbein University. Lots of events and everything going on throughout the day so far.
Otterbein will have the ball out of bounds at the 4-yard line. After the play, personal foul, late hit, number 48 on Otterbein. Ball be half the distance, first down at the 2-yard line.
Personal foul against number 48 of the Cardinals. That would be Ethan Swank Kavanaugh. He's a sophomore linebacker out of Grove Central Crossing High School. Not what you wanted after kind of getting semi-decent field position to start your next drive here if you're the Cardinals.
Yeah, and they're backed up now, and this is not where you want to start a drive, like you said, and they've really got to prove how good their offense can be here.
Yeah, this is not an ideal starting spot for the Cardinals as the ball is marked at the 2-yard line. And the ball is batted down by number 6 for Capital. That was Sean Falcone, linebacker out of Marion, Ohio.
Yeah, and we've talked about field position for Otterbein. The first 3 for Otterbein's offense, they've had very nice field position due play the special teams, and again, now special teams comes back to bite them. And Otterbein working, like you said, from about the 2-yard line here on second down.
So second down and coming up here for the Cardinals. Looks like Justin Stoner in the backfield for the Cardinals now as he's dropped as he gets back. Well, maybe a gain of 1 on that play. Justin Stoner has been kind of silent as Christian Johnson has been receiving most of the handoffs here in this game for the Cardinals so far. Justin Stoner had a huge game a couple of weeks ago against the Wilmington Quakers and was relatively quiet in the game again last week against the Polar Bears here at Memorial Stadium. So let's see what the sophomore running back out of Worthington Kilbourne High School can do now that he's getting his turn back at that running back position here. Logan Stepp gets the snap, passes, and it is caught by Hunter Joseph at the, looks like the 18-yard line, which will give the Cardinals a first down.
And a big conversion for Otterbein. You talk about, if they don't make that and it is fourth down, they're punting from their own end zone, which is very scary and now very manageable for them as Justin Stoner gets the ball again, but the play blown dead basically as soon as it starts.
Looks like whatever the call is, it's going to go against the Cardinals.
I think it might have been false start. Yeah, false start. And it's going to be on number 14, who was not set before the play, from the words of the official.
And that is not here if you're the Cardinals. Them up 1st and 15 here for the Cardinals as you're trying to dig yourself out of this hole after getting terrible field position this current series.
And of course, Justin Stoner now getting first touches of the game on this possession, and you wonder where Christian Johnson is. First went out with the injury.
Hand off to Stoner again. Finds a hole, but is tackled down around the, looks like the 13 or 17-yard line, excuse me.
Second down and about 12, it looks like, from here for Otterbein. And again, talk about the injury to Christian Johnson. They taped up his leg. He was walking around, but now I'm looking down at the Otterbein bench and I don't even see him.
Logan Stepp still in the backfield. Justin Stoner. Stepp keeps the ball under pressure, and it is caught. It is caught by number 89. That would be Peyton Vanderkooi. First grab for him out of Mount Gilead High School. Big first down for the Cardinals. Ball is marked at the 40-yard line now.
And you talk about a great play action, but what a catch. In pressure from Vanderkooi, just hauls that one in for a huge first down gain for the Otterbein Cardinals.
Vanderkooi is such a huge sleeper on this team that I don't think gets enough credit. But a pitch to Justin Stoner as he picks up another first down as he is shoved out of bounds at the 50-yard line on the Capitol sideline.
It looks like they may mark him just short. Yeah, they're going to mark him about an inch short of the first down now.
So it's going to be second and very short here for the Cardinals. The Cardinals need to come back and control the tempo if they want to go with confidence and momentum into this halftime break.
And a nice drive so far. Thought, not position, but they're making the most of it.
Oh, Justin Stoner in and out of the hands for the short screen pass. Logan Stepp. That's what happens when you think about running before you think about catching.
Yeah, and that's the third time we've seen a screen fairly unsuccessful for Otterbein. Of course, Logan Stepp actually hit his receiver in the hands this time. But
Last two times he did not.
Yeah, and this time it doesn't come in for Justin Stoner, but second down now and 10 for the Otterbein Cardinals.
After the big first down, Logan Stepp keeps the ball, slings it, intended target Julian Lowe, and he catches it and steps out of bounds at the 26-yard line. First down, Cardinals.
Yeah, and the separation that Julian Lowe had on that play, he was about 5 yards from any Capitol defender, and it was an easy catch for him, and he just tiptoes his way out to the sideline. And another first down for Otterbein, and they are making the most out of this long drive.
They are stringing together a couple of great plays here as Logan Stepp is slinging the ball around a little bit more this time around. That pass was dropped again by Hunter Joseph.
Yeah.
Brings up second down.
And I think it's about time that this Otterbein offense goes away from the screen. We've seen it 4 times today,
And just
they
not
are
working
0
for 'em.
4 between drops and missed throws.
Working for him, this screen pass. Seems like they've been real successful with the jet sweep and with the design quarterback run and the QB, or in the running back. Logan Stepp, another design quarterback run, gets out. He got in space and he's pushed out at the 11-yard line. That is another Cardinals first down.
And a great run from Logan Stepp there on the design keeper, and that's what you love to see, a versatile quarterback like that. You know, obviously we've talked about it a couple times in this game already, coming from a wide receiver position to the quarterback position and not losing any of that versatility as a dual threat.
Absolutely not, and that's what you love to see from Logan Stepp, is when he can make those decisions and put Otterbein back to good position here. First down and 10 coming up, handoff to Stoner.
And he fumbled.
And he fumbled.
And it's going to be capital ball after the fumble from Justin Stoner.
Capital ball again, the same outcome as the last drive for the Cardinals, except for this time the Cardinals were in the red zone. Last time it was Christian Johnson who went out with the injury. This time Justin Stoner fumbles the ball on the 11-yard line. They're going to mark the ball at the 9-yard Otterbein, and it is ball. First and 10.
Talk about frustrating for the Otterbein offense. 2 turnovers in 2 possessions in this second quarter for Otterbein's offense, and you know, they look to be in such a good position to go ahead and put points on the board, and
especially that incredible drive down the field, starting at their 2-yard line, making it all the way to the Capital 11-yard line before the ball is fumbled. Capital takes over on their own 9-yard line. Thomas Weebler in the backfield, and the ball is knocked down, and it is ruled incomplete.
Yeah, and about 2.5 minutes to play here for Capital's offense, and you know, this, if you get a 3 and out for Otterbein's defense, you definitely have a chance to come back in here and get another shot at scoring, putting some points on the board. But for Capital's offense, you know, this is definitely a good amount of time to form their own drive down the field.
That was number 5 from the Cardinals, Rick Herbst. That is a sophomore defensive lineman out of Butler High School.
Yeah. A nice run from the Capital 29, not seen today.
Nope, number 29, Christian Peach, sophomore running back out of Newburgh, Indiana.
Yeah, talk about the versatility of the running back. A little different build than the running back they've been running with. He was a little shorter, but a little faster, you know, a little more maneuverable. And
yeah, seemed a lot more explosive too.
Yeah, and you know, they maybe have some sort of package with him, some sort of speed package that they want to run, and it's the first time we've seen it today.
Absolutely. 3rd and 4 from the 16-yard line. Weebler gets the snap under pressure, and the ball is in and out of Trey Reese's hands.
And a 3 and out forced by the Otterbein defense.
That'll give the Otterbein offense another 2 minutes to see if they can put some points on the board.
And
Julian Lowe's back to receive.
Of course, the last time we saw an Otterbein 3 and out, the Capital punter ended up punting it to about the 16-yard line. A little more room for the Capital punter, and we'll see how far he can punt this one.
He'll be punting it from about the 1-yard line of Capital. Nice squibby kick again, and kicks it out of bounds.
Yeah, it's still not a great punt from the Capital punter, and Otterbein's going to get up at about the 35-yard line of Capital, and you know, with only 35 yards to go, with about 2 minutes left in the game, or excuse me, in the half, Otterbein in great position if to score again, as long as they can keep the ball in their possession and not give up another turnover.
Absolutely. Last 2 times out, Otterbein has fumbled the ball from each of their respective running backs, but it looks like Isaiah Richmond, the junior running back, is going to take over in the backfield for Justin Stoner as Logan Stepp leads his team back out here with great field position. 1st and 10, Cardinals. Logan Stepp keeps it himself, runs out to the left, hurdles a guy, and is in the end zone. Touchdown, Logan Stepp. tackled a guy at about the 12-yard line and ran it straight into the play. But after the touchdown, there's a flag on the play, so we'll see what that call is here.
Yeah, and what a designed run from Logan. Talk about
Two, to be assessed 10 yards from the 21-yard line. After the play, unsportsmanlike, number 9 on the offense for interacting with the fans. It'll be first down and Otterbein.
wow, and some very controversial calls for that go in the favor of Capital. And now Otterbein, you can see they start at the 35, and instead of the 35-yard scamper we saw from Logan Stepp, they now have about 45 yards to go to get in the end zone.
After 2 big fouls, Stepp was guilty for one of those fouls. He got the unsportsmanlike conduct for hobnobbing it with the fans over in the back of the end zone. It'll back them up to about the 6-yard line. It's first down Cardinals here as that touchdown was nullified. Logan Stepp looks to throw, wobbly pass, but it is caught. It is caught again. Peyton Vanderkoy catches it about the 17-yard line. First down Cardinals.
Second time today we've seen a huge play from Peyton Vanderkoy downfield, and what a reply from the Otterbein offense. Talk about adversity after 2 controversial calls. They come out with a huge game.
And here we go. Logan Stepp keeps the ball, hands it off to Isaiah Richmond, who gets up to about the 5-yard line before he's finally dropped. That'll bring up second and goal for the Cardinals. Minute 25 here left in the first half.
Yeah, and the way it's kind of worked out for Otterbein, you almost love that the play is called back because, now Otterbein, they get to bleed more time, not give Capital any time to reply to this touchdown.
Late whistle there.
And a flag thrown pretty much as soon as the play started.
See what the call is.
Offense, number 6-4.
And just can't stop shooting themselves in the foot on this drive. 3 penalties for a total of about, looks to be about 35 yards on this drive alone. Minutes left in the first half of play. That backs out to, looks like the 10-yard lines where the be marked. It is second and 2, or second and goal, excuse me, for the Cardinals with 55 seconds left on the clock. Snapped. He holds it, and it looks like it is caught by Julian Lowe. Touchdown, Cardinals, with 46 seconds left to go. Julian Lowe found some separation there and got it right into the end zone.
The big time for us, at least on this offensive side, have been the turnovers and getting Julian Lowe involved. And we see Julian Lowe, his second touchdown of the game, and they are definitely trying to get him involved here against the rivals Capital.
They are trying to get him involved indeed, and they did. 20-20 is the score before the extra point. Joe Sanfilippo back to await the. Here's the hold. Is up, and the kick is 21-20. Otterbein, 36 seconds left to go in the first half. Julian Lowe with an impressive touchdown for his second one of the game. Logan Stepp with a beautiful throw right up the middle of the field. That puts the Cardinals back out ahead of the Crews here at Memorial Stadium.
This game has gone so far, and the scoreline, obviously in Otterbein's favor now by 1 point, but if Otterbein was able to just cut back on overs, you'd think that, this game could easily be, 10, 14 points maybe in the Cardinals' favor. Of course, the Crusaders now with a chance, not a lot of time, 45 seconds to try and come down and reply. And, for Otterbein, it's definitely about game management now.
Absolutely.
About 45 seconds left in this half.
I've seen a lot of crazy things here in my time at Memorial Stadium. And punt return wouldn't be the craziest. I'll tell you that right now, because that is all possible here as Otterbein gets ready to kick the ball off. Joe Sanfilippo runs up. Nice end over end kick. Looks like it's going to be fielded at about the 4-yard.
And it's a huge
by
game.
Justin Waters again. Nick Waters, excuse me, as he runs out at about the 53-yard line in Otterbein territory.
Just what Capital needed. You talk about a big game for them, and now in a very good position to try and put some points on the board before this half is over. And Otterbein's defense, big task on their hands now.
I know we kind of jinxed it there, that saying that a kick return wouldn't be the most unusual thing we've seen here. And he was out in space before two Otterbein defenders kind of broke away and chased him down out of bounds. But we got a 1st and 10. Capital has the ball at the Otterbein 49-yard line. There's a snap, handoff. Nope, keeps it himself. Weebler, nice long pass down the field where it is incomplete. The pass was intended for David Barnett.
And what a target David Barnett can be. You can just see how tall he is. You know, he just towers over some of the cornerbacks that are covering him and makes him such a deep threat for this Capital offense. Excuse me.
I'll tell you what, he was at least 4 inches taller than the guy that was covering him on this last play, but the guy ran and caught him early to force an incomplete pass here. 2nd and 10 coming up here with 30 seconds left on the clock. Weebler scrambles out under pressure and is hit as he releases the ball, and that ball is short of, again, David Barnett, but there's a flag on the play. Might be roughing the passer.
Yeah, and you can see as soon as the flag was thrown, a couple kind of arguing. And they take the flag back, you know, so.
Good break there for the Cardinals.
Yeah,
brings up 3rd down.
I think that was the right call from the officials, taking it away in the end. You know, the quarterback gambling, and you know, there's so much momentum involved when you play at such a high speed like this that, you know, it's almost impossible to stop from hitting the quarterback sometimes.
That's a true statement, and it looks like the Otterbein defenseman didn't do anything wrong. The quarterback was scrambling. He wrapped him up around the leg, laid him down. There shouldn't have been a flag in the first place on that one.
Yeah, so now Otterbein's defense now has a 3rd down stop.
Looks like Capital calls a timeout. 26 seconds. 26 seconds left to go here in the first half. Otterbein is on top 21-20. Brendan, take us into this great momentum that Otterbein's going to be taking into the locker room going here if they can stop Capital here again before the half.
Yeah, you know, I think the big talking point for Otterbein going into second half is if they can just cut down on the turnovers, this game is theirs. You know, they've looked to be the better team offensively, and you know, we've seen Capital get into a rhythm offensively, of course, but you know, this is an Otterbein team that have made great drives on pretty much every offensive possession, but haven't been able, you know, have been cut short by turnovers.
Turnovers has been the key in this game for the difficulties are facing the Cardinals. 26:01 left, or 26.1, excuse me, left on the clock here at Memorial Stadium. Homecoming. Brendan and I will have all of your home time stats after the homecoming celebration here during halftime, where we will present you with the new 2016 homecoming court king and queen. That'll be during halftime here, 26 seconds away, Memorial Stadium. Weebler under pressure, thrown again, or hit as he threw again.
That's Kyle Blue, we've been talking about as one of the big players for the defensive line of Otterbein, and comes up with a big hit on the quarterback, Weebler, and now, of course, down. And, you know, obviously with 21 seconds left, it would definitely have to be another botched kick maybe, or a great return from Julian Lowe to have Otterbein now a chance to maybe put some more points on the board before this half is up.
Absolutely. Kyle Blues, that puts him on sacks on 2 in this game already, as Julian Lowe is back in the backfield to receive the punt from the Crusaders, and he fields it at about the 11 where he calls for a fair catch. 16.4 left to go in this first.
Yeah, and I wouldn't be surprised now to just see them maybe just a run or even just kneel the ball to kind of end this first half. 90 yards is not an easy feat, and certainly not with one timeout and 16 seconds to go.
Absolutely, you're right about that, my friend. 16.4 left. Cardinal offense comes back out onto the field. Their quarterback, Logan Stepp.
You immediately saw 2 receivers go out wide, so they actually might be going for a play here. And no, it does look like maybe just a kneel.
Nope, yeah. He's going to take a knee. That'll end the first half here at Memorial Stadium. 21-20 is your score. on top of the Crusaders. Stick around with us here on Otterbein TV and on our sister station 7.5 FM, as we will bring you all the coverage of the homecoming coronation coming up here halftime, as well as our halftime show here after all the festivities. You are listening to your home for Otterbein Athletics. This is Otterbein.tv.
Please direct your attention to the track to O Club President Jack Patila and Excel Award recipient Jack Moore. Jack invites you to attend the O Club homecoming dinner program following the game at the Hilton Polaris. Event information is available in the O Club room off the lobby. The O Club will be presenting its Excel Award to brothers Jack and Gary Moore, Outstanding Service Award to Mike Kreischer at tonight's dinner. Please give a round of applause to O Club honorees Jack Moore, Gary Moore, and Mike Kreischer. Attention Cardinal fans, please direct your attention to the 50-yard line. Otterbein University wants you to cheer for another winning team today. Our loyal donors, including alumni, faculty, staff, and students here today. As you learned during pregame, together this team with our corporate partners has donated more than $31 million to the Where We Stand Matters campaign. By investing in students first, you are making a difference with access and affordability, campus renewal, and building a model community. Today, President Crandall and Vice President for Institutional Advancement, Michael McGreevy, are proud to thank you. Some of the donors standing strong with Otterbein. First, we thank the Vida S. Clemens Foundation for their gift of $1.1 million to the new Point at Otterbein Innovation Center and in the support of new chemistry equipment. Combined with their turf and track gift of $800,000, they have provided the largest foundation gift for the campaign to date of over $1.8 million. Please join me in thanking the Clements Foundation, represented today by Chairman Dr. William Doc Freeman, class of 1957, and Foundation Board Member Elmer Bud Yost, class of 1953. Second, we honor Dick and Carolyn Bridgman from the classes of 1949 and 1950, respectively. They have donated to the annual fund for more than 65 years. That's a gift every year since 1949. The Bridgmans are founding members of the 1847 and JBS Giving Societies, as well as long-standing donors to athletics. Their steadfast commitment to their alma mater is appreciated by many, and a reminder of why every gift matters. And finally, we are thrilled to recognize Otterbein students for their Lock in Your Love annual fund campaign efforts. English major Emmanuel Bean, class of 2016 from Westerville, Ohio, and Public Relations major Maddie Hill, class of 2017 from Kent, Ohio, along with their classmates, championed the charge and urging students to give back to Otterbein. More than 150 students chose to lock in their love for Otterbein, and their collective gift was matched by President Crandall. Congratulations, students and alumni. Your gift matters, and where Otterbein stands matters. We thank these donors and all of you who stand today for investing in students first. Thank you. In its 107th season, please welcome the sound of Central Ohio Cardinal Marching Band to the field. This season, the Cardinal Band celebrates musical royalty with their shows Kings and Queens. Dust off your manners and rock with us to the music of Elvis, Michael Jackson, and Freddie Mercury. The band's first tune comes to you from the band Queen and features seniors Shane Barnotsky, Joshua Niswanger, Nick Grisso, Caitlin Fabinick, and Danny Slosser. From their 1979 album Jazz, this is Don't Stop Me Now. After that, we will have Spotlight Our Color Guard, led by Captains Ashley Thornton and Julia Jacob. From the band's 2016 halftime show, Kings and Queens, this is the Elvis hit, Crazy Little Thing Called Love.
This is halftime here at Memorial Stadium. We're going to send you down to the field for the band and all of the halftime festivities going on here during our break here at Memorial Stadium. The Otterbein Cardinals are up 21-20 over the Capital Crusaders. This is halftime here from Memorial Stadium.
To finish today's show, the band gives you the music of another king, the king of pop. His voice and dance moves made Michael Jackson the biggest star of the 1980s and early 90s, and his 1983 album Thriller is still the best-selling record of all time. From that album, we give you his smash hit, Wanna Be Startin' Something. Cardinal Marching Band. It's now time for the 2016 Homecoming King and Queen Coronation Ceremony. This year's ceremony is sponsored by Old Barn Flowers, and we greatly appreciate their generous donation of this year's court flowers and Queen's bouquet. This year, the Homecoming Court participated in the Cardinal Pride Challenge and raised $1,238 for the Otterbein funds. The winning pair will earn an additional $250 towards their cause and will be announced as they walk across the field. Let's begin the ceremony. Our first pair is Maddie Hill and Chase Moyer. Maddie is a public relations major from Penn, Ohio. As a student, Maddie has been actively involved in Cardinal Corps leaders, the equestrian team, and Theta Nu sorority. Chase is an actuarial science major from Dalton, Ohio. On campus, Chase is a member of Otterbein Christian Fellowship and has served as an orientation leader. Maddie and Chase were our Cardinal Pride Challenge winners as they championed the peer mentorship program. Next are Maria Slovakovsky and Tim Neptune. Maria is a public relations major from Shaker Heights, Ohio. Maria is a member of the Cardinal Corps leaders, is involved in theater and dance, and has served on the SOAR orientation team. Tim is a journalism and media communication major from New Concord, Ohio. Tim has been involved with WOBN, Otterbein TV, and Sigma Delta Phi fraternity. The third pair is Zoe Niedert and Justin Jordan. Zoe is a mathematics, AYA education, and Spanish and Latin American studies multi-age education triple major from Aurora, Ohio. As an Otterbein student, Zoe is in the honors program, Otterbein Christian Fellowship, and member of Kappa Phi Omega sorority. Justin is a journalism and media communication major from Gahanna, Ohio. On campus, Justin is involved with WOBN, Otterbein TV, and Sigma Delta Phi fraternity. Our next pairing is Chris Cruz and Boston Gray. Chris is a journalism and media communication major from Columbus, Ohio. Chris is a member of the African American Student Union involved with Harambe Magazine and Alpha Lambda Delta Phi Eta Sigma. Boston is a journalism and media communication and theater double major from Calo, Ohio. Boston has been involved with SOAR orientation team, peer mentoring for international students, and videography. Next are Mara Eisenbarth and Troy Neptune. Mara is a zoo and conservation science major from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Mara is a member of the Cardinal Corps Leaders, Catholic Student Ministry, and is involved with the Center for Community Engagement. Troy is a zoo and conservation science and art double major from New Concord, Ohio. As an Otterbein student, Troy has been involved with Otterbein Deaf Culture Club, Kappa Phi Art Honor Society, and is a peer mentor. Finally, we have Ashley Mead and Will King. Ashley is an international business and Spanish and Latin American studies double major from Sunbury, Ohio. Ashley is involved with the Cardinal Corps Leaders, Sigma Alpha Tau, sorority, and women's soccer. Will is a biochemistry and molecular biology major from Lorain, Ohio. During his time on campus, Will has been involved with Sigma Delta Phi, Otterbein Christian Fellowship, and the Host and Tour program. Now, please welcome our 2015 Queen, Carly Watson, and 2015 Homecoming King, Luke Food. It is now time to announce your 2016 Homecoming King. This year's King, aptly named Will King. And And now it's time to announce your 2016 homecoming queen. This year's queen is Ashley Mead. Congratulations, Will and Ashley, and to all of our homecoming court.
King and Queen Ashley Mead and Will King has voted on you guys, Otterbein community, and the student body here at Otterbein. But we have some some laundry on the field as Julian Lowe scampers back for an impressive return, but it looks like it's going to be called back here at Memorial Stadium. Otterbein has the lead 21-20 over the Crusaders. Brendan, let's talk about some first half stats here really quick while we're going through the break. Otterbein had 13 first downs in that first half compared to Capital's 11. Offensive yards, we've got 32 plays for 222 yards for and 39 plays for 206 yards for the The Crusaders were 5 for 8 on the third down, and the Cardinals were impressively 4 for 4 as a big stop there by the Capitals Crusaders defense. Number 9 for the Cardinals, Logan Stepp holds the ball and runs it forward for a first down here to start the third quarter here at Memorial Stadium.
Takes the ball all the way down to the 33-yard line.
Yeah, and a really good first half for Otterbein. You know, we talked about the turnovers a little bit. Really the main thing that killed them, and, you know, if you can just stop turning the ball over, Otterbein's offense and the whole team in a prime position to win this game against the school rivals.
Otterbein had 5 penalties for 30 yards, and Capital had 4 penalties for 24 yards. Capital held on for 17 minutes and 24 seconds of that first half. Another big stop as Hunter Joseph tries to run forward. Brings up second down here at Memorial Stadium.
Yeah, and just looking at Logan Stepp in the first half, 11-17, 138 yards, passing and 2 touchdowns. A very impressive first half performance through the air for Logan Stepp.
Absolutely. You can't discredit Lowe either. 60 yards, 2 touchdowns on the day. But the guy to talk about here in this game is Peyton Vanderkoy. He had 2 grabs for a combined total of 60 yards in that first half. Number 87, knocked out of bounds by this Crusaders defense. That was Josh Pilinger, tight end out of Ontario High School.
Yeah, and another big thing to look at for Otterbein's offense, 4 rushers in this game that have gotten carries. You know, you talk about Isaiah Richmond leading all of them with 28, but, you know, John far behind with 26, and then Justin Stoner, who came into the game for a couple touches, 16. And, of course, Logan Stepp has a couple yards of his own.
Pass intended to Julian Lowe, and out of the bounds at the 47-yard line. Brandon, if we've learned anything today in this game, that words are hard here for us broadcasters up in the booth, and that sometimes we trip over words, but please bear with us because we are professionals slightly. First and 10 coming up here for the Otterbein Cardinals. Ball's marked at the 47-yard line. Logan Stepp, nice pitch out to Isaiah Richmond, who finds a hole and gets to about the Capital 42-yard line. Bring up another first down, but there's a flag on the play.
And it looks like some altercation between the two sides after the play, causing the flag. And, of course, you'll see that a lot in a rivalry game. Especially
here against Capital. I don't know how the Otterbein Cardinals feel about these Capital Crusaders. There's a livid hatred between both of these teams. That is, as it is their 91st meeting of all time. They've been playing each other for 122 years, but this is their 91st consecutive matchup against each other here, with Otterbein with the lead now with 12:29 left to go in the third, 21-20.
56 on the offense. That's a 15-yard first and 10.
That personal foul back the Cardinals out. Back them up 15 yards. Number 57. That was Peter Wilhelm, sophomore line out of Wakeman, Ohio. Ball's going to be spotted at the 43, replaying first down. First and 10 coming up. Another penalty is not what this Otterbein team needed here to start off this second half. Richmond in the backfield with Stepp. Stepp holds, passes. Pass complete to Josh Pilinger. Gain of about 5 on that one, bringing up 2nd and 5.
And some good offense so far for Otterbein. Obviously, an off-the-ball penalty at the end of the last play kind of kills you, but they look to be in good position to put up some points here potentially.
Logan Stepp awaiting, holds it, keeps it himself, runs out, and is dropped at the Capital 48-yard line. Pickup of about 3 on that one.
And they'll be just about a yard short here on 3rd down. And another designed run from Logan Stepp. We've seen a couple of these in this game. Obviously, had the one at the end of the first half that got called back, that 35-yard touchdown run, of course, called back like we just said.
He is quite impressive on his feet, that Logan Stepp. Logan Stepp in the backfield with Isaiah Richmond. Richmond making quite of a name for himself here in the second part of this game so far. Looks like there's some confusion on the line. Play clock ticking down, and there are flags on the play as the snap was dropped. But the play was whistled dead before the Capital Crusaders could recover the ball.
Infraction. Number 56 on the offense.
Neutral zone infraction.
Replay 3rd down.
Number 56, that was Jacob Stafer, offensive lineman out of Dublin Scioto High School here in Central Ohio.
And another penalty for this Otterbein offense, and now it goes from a 3rd and 1 to a 3rd and 6.
That puts them up to 6 penalties on the game so far. Ball is caught by Isaiah Richmond. That'll bring up 4th down here, though. 4th and 6 for the Cardinals.
Yeah, and Otterbein, couple penalties in this drive, and it really came to bite them, a couple times, getting good first downs and whatnot. But now, they've pretty much come back to where they started, and on 4th down, they're currently still on the field. Interested to see if they do opt to go for it here. They're not really in a great position to do so. Of course, they have the lead, but they're on their own 45 currently.
There's some confusion while they confer with the referees. They're at about mid.
I could see the tight end for Otterbein, Pillinger. He kind of pointed towards the Capital to say that it was a foul on them, but of course, no confirmation from the referee.
Here comes the call from the referee.
During the 3rd down play, we had a substitution infraction on the defense. That's a 5-yard penalty. We'll replay 3rd down.
Good break there for the Otterbein Cardinals as there was a substitution infraction against the Crusaders.
Yeah, and it went from a 3rd and 1 to a 3rd and 6, and now back to a 3rd and 1 chance for Otterbein. So catching a really big break there because obviously they did not convert on that play, but the penalty brings it back, and now 3rd and 1 for the Otterbein Cardinals here. Just around Crusaders, looks like the 48-yard line.
The 48-yard line is where the ball is spotted. Logan Stepp in the backfield with Isaiah Richmond to his right. 3 receivers lined up to the right, 1 to the left. Julian Lowe is down in the mix. Excuse me. There's a snap handoff to Richmond, who finds a slot on the left-hand side of the field, and it is still going, and he is finally dropped around the 6 line. Isaiah Richmond.
A huge gain, and you could see as soon as that play started, there was a huge hole on the left side of the line between the left tackle and the left guard, and he scampers away for a huge gain, and now 1st and goal for the Otterbein Cardinals. And we've talked about the explosive offense they've had in this game, and there it is again.
Huge first down there for the Cardinals. Handoff to Richmond again, but he is stuffed right at the line of scrimmage. Brings up 2nd and goal here for the Cardinals. What a run there on this play by Isaiah Richmond, who a name for himself big time in the second part of this game here against Capital.
And now Christian Johnson, who we haven't seen since I believe either the beginning of the second or the end of the first, that went out with that injury. He's now back in the game as Isaiah Richmond comes off the field, helmet in hand.
Looks like Richmond's helmet came off, so he has to sit out of play as the trainers and everything are getting him resituated over on the sideline. Christian Johnson, like Brendan said, who's been since about the middle of the first, is back on the field now. Julian Lowe motions to the right. Stepp has it. He's taking it. He's going to keep it himself. And it is. Looks like he's going to be down at the 1. 3rd and goal, right at the goal line for Logan Stepp and the Cardinals.
Yeah, and a nice run from Logan Stepp. He was looking for the pass the whole time, and in the end he couldn't find it, and he just tried to spin his way right into the end zone, but Capital responds to it.
He was looking for Julian Lowe.
Just short.
The ball is spotted at the 1. It's 3rd down and goal for the Cardinals. Cardinals are on the door.
Julian Lowe, it's going to be a jet sweep, but Logan Stepp keeps it himself.
Stepp keeps it. Touchdown for Logan Stepp. That's his first touchdown on the ground. 3rd touchdown altogether for Logan. That puts the Cardinals up 27-20 with 8:22 left to go before the extra point here at Memorial Stadium. What an impressive run there by Logan Stepp. What an impressive series here by the Cardinals. Richmond taking it right up the Capital sideline to about the 7-yard line. That puts the Cardinals in great position for this score.
Yeah, tons of ups and downs from all the penalties in this drive, but in the end it was the big run from Isaiah and that really set this score up for Otterbein. And obviously you can see now the extra point goes through, and Otterbein now with a much more comfortable lead on the Capital Crusaders.
It is 28-20 here at Ballinger Field here in Memorial Stadium. We're going to step aside for just a quick second, listening to the Otterbein homecoming game against the Capital Crusaders. This is Otterbein TV. And we're back here in Memorial Stadium. Cordy Heater took the kickoff return and brings it back to about the Capital 45-yard line where they'll take over after the Cardinals score on that last drive. It is 28-20 here at Memorial Stadium. I'm Al Williamson. Brendan Chave to my right. Brendan, take us through that last Otterbein Cardinals.
Yeah, so a lot of penalties really for Otterbein in that drive, and you know it ended up being a costly penalty in Capital, it ended up being a costly penalty from Capital that allowed Isaiah Richmond on a 3rd and 1 to scamper for what looked to be 30, 40 yards and put them in a 1st and goal. And then Logan Stepp on 3rd and goal punches it in from 1 yard out. And obviously that gives the Otterbein Cardinals a 28-20 lead. And now you got a touchdown. And if Capital here, after what looked to be a penalty on the kicking team of Otterbein on the kickoff, Capital in great position.
Number 26, Alex Livingston, had a unnecessary roughness call, 10-yard penalty, which puts Capital starting them off in Otterbein territory at the 45-yard line. Corey Heater got a gain of about 4 or 5 on that one, which will bring up 2nd and 5 here at Ballinger Field. The Cardinals need a stop here defense if they intend to keep this momentum swing that has swung in their favor going into the half and now coming out of the half if they want to secure this game here. It's homecoming here at Memorial Stadium. Corey Heater swallowed up in the backfield. The first guy to get to him was number 5, Dalton Jarvis, the senior defensive end out of Bellevue, Ohio.
And a couple times today we've called his name on running plays. Jarvis is really just put in work today, just constantly applying pressure to this Capital front line.
He is one of the big guys here, along with Nick Toledo and Kyle leads this Otterbein defensive team. It is 3rd down and 5 here for the Capital Crusaders. Thomas Weebler takes the ball, he drops it, he keeps it. Nick Waters takes it and looks like they're going to give him the first down on forward progress as he's marked down at the 20, looks like 27-yard line. It's 1st and 10, Crusaders. The Otterbein defense has looked quite good here today, Brendan.
Yeah, honestly, the Capital offense and the Otterbein Cardinal defense have really gone back and forth all day. You talk about both teams really getting into rhythm at separate parts of this game.
Corey Heater again explodes out of the backfield for a pickup of about 7 there. Brings up a 2nd and 3 here. The Crusaders, the ball's going to be marked. It looks like at about the 20-yard line. Puts them in the red zone again. In the first half, the Crusaders got into the red zone 3 times, all 3 times. So we'll see what they can do again as Weidler keeps the ball. And wide open to David Barnett. Touchdown, Crusaders.
Yeah, and Otterbein, they brought the blitz, and it ended up leaving David Barnett, the tight end in the slot, wide open. And a tough one to give away for Otterbein. The blitz just didn't get there fast enough, and in the end, they pay for it.
They pay for it indeed. That is the 2nd touchdown on the day for David Barnett, which puts Capital down only by 2 now. It is 28-26 for the extra point
and of course,
here.
I was going to say, of course, Capital now setting up to go for 2 again. And this time, if they can convert, that would put the game tied at 28-28.
This is their 4th 2-point conversion try. They are 1 for 3 so far on 2-point conversions in this game. 3 to the right, 2 to the left. Thomas Weebler all alone in the back. And it is caught again by David Barnett, which ties his game up at 28 apiece.
Well, that was quite the throw from Thomas Weebler. I mean, there's not a lot of room for that throw to be made, and David Barnett just got a step or 2 at most on that cornerback, and Thomas Weebler makes him.
We talked about the height advantage of David Barnett. He's towering over our defenders at least by 2 or 3 inches, and he has long legs to also get him underneath that ball. And like you said, the separation that he got right there was just too much for our Otterbein defense to handle.
Yeah, as I say, you talk about a lot of cornerbacks coming in and around, somewhere between the 5'10" and 6 foot range. Well, David Barnett, 6'3", 200 pounds, just a huge size advantage that this guy has on pretty much anyone that guards him.
And he's overpowering guys, which gives him his 2nd touchdown of the day. David Barnett, quite impressive in this game so far today. He was one of our players to watch after he had an outing for the Capital Crusaders against the Quakers last week. As we sit here and get ready for the kick, Otterbein has to be thinking, what can we do to stop this guy, this David Barnett, who has been just pulling everything that throws in his direction down and has gotten him 2 touchdowns on the day so far. Julian Lowe receives the ball and brings it out. He finds a big hole, and it's finally dropped down at the 36-yard line, but we have late flags again here. I don't think we've had a kickoff or punt return so far in this game that hasn't had a flag thrown down on it.
Yeah, a lot of off-ball penalties, and I think this one may go against Otterbein again, but so many off-ball penalties here, and, I'm generally not surprised just because, when you come into a rivalry game, the emotion is almost always going to get the better of you in a game like this.
And now we're waiting on, we got 2 flags on the, looks like 3 flags on the field, so we'll see what the call is here coming up.
Holding on the return team, number 44. That's a 10-yard penalty for the style of foul. It'll be first and 10 Otterbein.
So,
That's gonna,
I was going to say, so no off-ball penalty. It's actually just a holding call. So Otterbein will be set back 10 yards from the return by Julian Lowe, and this puts them in tough field position again. But, of course, you know, we talked about at the end of the first half starting at the 2-yard line and almost converting a very long drive, and now they're going to be at about, looks to be 11 or 12-yard line here to have another long drive in check.
Otterbein will start this drive here from the 12-yard line. Looks like Richmond is back in the backfield again for the Otterbein Cardinals. Oh, excuse me, it's Christian Johnson in the backfield. Logan Stepp under pressure, evades. And Hunter Joseph pulls it down around the 29-yard line, spins out of it, and is brought down at the 37. First down, Cardinals.
And a nice catch from Hunter Joseph, and he ends up breaking the first tackle with some help from Christian Johnson, who gave a little shove to that player. And Hunter Joseph, you know, that play was really nothing. And Logan Stepp, talking about his athleticism, the dual threat quarterback that he can be, he evades all of the tacklers, all of the defensive line, and ends up putting that ball downfield to Hunter Joseph for about 20 yards or so.
Absolutely, but we've got an injured Crusader down. Looks like Tyler Connor, defensive lineman, senior at Rose City High School. While the training staff is with him, we're going to take a quick break. This is Otterbein TV.
First and 10 Cardinals on the 36.
We're back here in Memorial Stadium as that injured player walked off the field under his own accord, but the Cardinals have the ball here. It's first and 10, Otterbein from the 36-yard line. Handoff to Christian Johnson, who's back in the game. Explosive run, gets to about the 50-yard line before he's tackled out of bounds.
And a nice run from Christian Johnson there. Glad to see him back in the game. He can be such a good weapon for this Otterbein Cardinal offense. And, of course, talked about it earlier, very deep at the running back position.
Let's not forget about Isaiah Richmond, who snapped off a huge 25-yard run to put the Cardinals in perfect position for their last touchdown. Logan Stepp passes the ball again to Josh, number 87, tight end Josh Piner, excuse me. What a name, Piner.
That's the couple times today we've seen the tight end haul in a nice grab. And again, Otterbein's offense starting to roll a little bit as it looks like we have a player down on one knee for Otterbein. Look to be number 56, it looks like.
Number 56, that's Jacob Schaefer, junior offensive lineman out of Dublin Scioto High School. Had a big play a little bit earlier in this game where he roughed Thomas Weebler down for a sack.
Yeah, it's the second time we've seen an offensive lineman in this game for Otterbein. And talking about injuries, you know, we've seen 5 or 6 today in the football game between the two sides.
4 for Otterbein, 2 for Capital. That's what you don't want to see. He's not putting any weight on that left leg as he's being helped off the field here by this Otterbein training staff.
Yeah, and I think every player that's gone out has ended up coming back in the game, so good to see no serious injuries. But, of course, like you just said, he now comes off with a little bit of help, which kind of, you know, maybe more of an indication that he may be under a lot more pain.
As he's being helped by his teammates off as the Otterbein offense retakes the field. 2nd and 5 coming up here for the Cardinals. The ball is spotted at the Capital 47-yard line. 2 backs in the backfield with Logan Stepp, Isaiah Richmond, and Christian Johnson. 2 lined up to the right, 1 to the left. Handoff to Richmond, who's going to find that same slot he did on the left-hand side before he is pushed out of bounds at the 40-yard line. That's another Cardinals first down.
Yeah, nice run from Isaiah Richmond there. The production from the running game today for Otterbein has really stepped up, and that's kind of the point that I made going into this game, was that Otterbein last week against Ohio Northern didn't have, the best time offensively, and today, they're really showing up and showing that they are a great offensive team, especially here against your rivals.
Absolutely here. Looks like we're going to have a 1st and 10 from the 42-yard line as Christian Johnson, nice spin move, evades a tackle but is brought down at the 37. Looks like he wasn't injured at all on that one as he comes back. Really explosive Christian Johnson.
Yeah, nice versatile runner. We've seen him just make some shifty moves here all day, and that's what you love to see from a running back, especially one where you've got a nice running back core. You pretty much have a running back that can do anything.
Absolutely, especially when you're as deep in the running back position here as these Otterbein Cardinals are. Logan Stepp keeps the ball himself, running behind Christian Johnson, who gets a good block. Nice spin move, and he's brought down around the 20-yard line. Pickup of about 15 there for Logan Stepp, which brings up another Cardinals first down.
And another great run from Logan Stepp. He's been so good today running the ball, such a versatile runner. And of course, we've seen him scramble a couple times, and he's been able to throw on the run as well, which makes him such a dangerous player for this Otterbein offense.
Absolutely, he can sling it through the air, he can run it on the ground. Logan Stepp, quite the versatile quarterback. He keeps it again, runs up the middle, but is stopped really quickly as there's a flag on the play, late flag, and it looks like the Capital Crusaders defensive line looks confused.
Personal foul, late hit on the defense, number 42. That penalty half the distance.
And a late hit on number 42 for the Capital Crusaders.
That's Drew Selgew out of St. Francis de Sales right here in Western Ohio, playing for the Crusaders there. That moves Otterbein up another 10 yards. 2nd and 9 coming up here for the Cardinals. Or 1st and goal, excuse me. Logan Stepp in the backfield all by himself. Plilger motions to the right. As he keeps it himself, he finds a hole up the middle but gets to about the 5-yard line.
That's the 3rd time in a row we've just seen a quarterback-designed run for Logan Stepp, and they really believe that he can just go in and do it himself, and with good reason. He's been so good today, and of course now Christian Johnson enters the game again, and talking about another versatile runner that Otterbein has at their disposal.
Absolutely. Christian Johnson back in as the referees are getting everything set back down on the field. Clock is ticking. There's a minute 4 left. 2nd and goal, Otterbein. Motions Julian Lowe to the left. Hands it off to Christian Johnson, who walks it right into the end zone. Touchdown, Christian Johnson.
And there has been no stopping this Otterbein offense today. The only times they've really been stopped is those turnovers, just shooting themselves in the foot. And you see there, though, a great touchdown run from Christian Johnson to cap off what is a great drive from the Otterbein Cardinals that, start.
Capital University, Nick Waters back to receive for Capital. Minute 30 left in this 3rd quarter here of play at Memorial Stadium. Nice low kick. Low kick from San Filippo. Nick Waters picks it up at about the 18-yard line, and he's going to be dropped at the 22-yard line of Capital, where they will take over against this Otterbein that has proved to be quite stout so far in this game against their arch rival, the Capital Crusaders.
And a designed squib kick there from Joe Sanfilippo. And So now, the Cardinal defense comes back onto the field, and we've seen, this game really turned into an offensive battle. But, if you're Otterbein, how do you feel coming into another drive where, if you can stop Capital, you really give your team a chance to get a solid lead?
Absolutely. Thomas Wheeler back in the backfield. Corey Heater, keeps it himself. Steps up in the pocket to throw. And the pass is caught again by David Barnett. The way these Otterbein Cardinals can stop him as he is wrestled down around the Otterbein 47-yard line by two line defenders. Looks like Anthony Ween and Alvin Medina were in on the stop on that one.
Yeah, and David Barnett continues to be one of really the only threats for Capital's offense, but it's been working the whole game, and Otterbein to figure out a way to slow him down.
They need to figure out a way to slow him down indeed. Handoff, Cody Heater. They've been keeping the running game under control so far here, this Otterbein defense has. But as far as Thomas Weebler throwing it through the air, him and David Barnett just connect every time.
Yeah, Weebler has been able to find so many targets today. Nick Waters as well has been very versatile for this team. And, the receiving core of Capital have really kept them in the game so far.
Nick Waters is doing a fantastic job on their special teams. He's had a few catches here and in regular play as well. Weebler drops back to pass, long down the sideline, overthrown. Pass intended for David Barnett.
Yeah, David Barnett again just gets a couple steps away from the cornerback, and in the end it was just overthrown, but lucky for the Otterbein Cardinals there because David Barnett looked to be connecting for a big score there.
Yes, he was indeed. The Crusaders will have it on the Otterbein 42-yard line as they're moving from right to left. It is 3rd and 7 here at Memorial Stadium. Back to pass. Caught by Trey Reese, number 13, the tight end, as he is pushed out at the 35-yard line. Excuse me, that was Corey Heater, the running back, that was on the catch there.
Yeah, and another good first down conversion by this Capital offense. We've seen it a couple of times today. And now, of course, the end of the third quarter here, 35-28 in favor of Otterbein, but we've got ourselves a ball game.
We've got ourselves a ball game, too. It's been a slugfest here so far at Ballinger Field. We're going to step away once again. This is Otterbein TV. We'll be right back with all of your fourth quarter action right here from Memorial Stadium. It's Otterbein homecoming. It's Otterbein TV. Otterbein wins the canned food drive here for the Westerville Area Resource Ministry, also known as WARM, as they've collected 2,600 pounds of canned goods here for WARM and for the Otterbein Promise House, the house here on campus that provides free meals for struggling students in our community. Congratulations to Otterbein for winning the Otterbein Capital Canned Food Drive here at Memorial Stadium.
It's a throw to the quarterback here.
It was a pitch to number 10. Number 10, who is Chase Longwell. He's a junior running back out of Hilliard, who passed it right back to Thomas Weebler, who picked up 4 yards on that play.
Yeah, and we saw number 10 come in earlier in the game. They tried a fake pass, and it didn't end up working. It was a great read from Otterbein's defense, but they try a little different play there, and it does pay off for them.
It's going to be 2nd and 5 here for the Crusaders. As when Nick Waters was trying to come across, he was motioning to the right, and they snapped the ball, and it hit him in the leg. And that'll put them back. It's going to be 3rd and really long for the Capital Crusaders coming up here on that botched play by the center.
Yeah, and I wonder if it was supposed to be a designed, jet sweep kind of thing for Nick Waters, or if it was a direct snap. But, if it was a direct snap, it was very low. And either way, it's a huge loss for them. And now 3rd and long for Capital, and Otterbein now looking to make a big stop here and get the ball back.
Big stop is necessary here for the Cardinals if they want to keep the momentum in this game. Weebler is under pressure. He was touched, but he got away, and the ball was batted down. Batted down by 29 for the Cardinals. That was Joe Beatty.
And he had the interception in his hands and just dropped it. You could see he was a little frustrated with himself to not haul that one in, but in the end, you'll have to be pretty happy with it because here comes the Capital punt team and Otterbein. A big stop now, and the way this offense has been rolling, it looks like there's a huge chance for Otterbein to take a 2-score lead in this ballgame.
Absolutely. Joe Beatty and Stephen Carr combine on the stop there. And it's like Brandon said, here comes the Capital punt unit to punt this ball away. Julian Lowe in the backfield for Otterbein to receive. Nice kind of wobbly kick as he kicks it once again out of bounds.
Yeah, and he tried to hit kind of the back right corner of the end zone, but didn't get what he wanted on it, and ends up going out around the 15. So Otterbein, another long drive for Otterbein. So, but they're certainly capable of it, I would.
He seems to be putting more air under it than he is trying to force it out, and he's kicked it out of bounds. Looks like to be about 5 times so far in this game altogether, this punter for Capital.
Yeah, and now Otterbein's offense comes back out, and Isaiah Richmond's out there with Logan Stepp in shotgun.
Isaiah Richmond's had a huge game so far here in this game in the backfield with Logan Stepp. We have 3 receivers lined up to the right, 1 to the left. Stepp takes a snap, hands off to Richmond, who tries to find the hole, and he runs right up the middle as he cuts back across, and he gets to about the 26-yard line. 2nd down.
And second time today we've kind of seen, nothing really open up for this Otterbein offense. Of course, the first time it was that pitch that was fumbled, ended up coming back all the way around the field and getting that first down. And there again, maybe not as serious, but another good run from Isaiah Richmond.
Logan Stepp awaiting the snap. Looking under pressure. He evades it, and he keeps it himself. 1st down and more for the Cardinals.
I'll tell you what, Logan Stepp can run the ball. We've seen it so many times today. The dual threat quarterback doesn't see anything open downfield, evades the first tackler, and just picks up a huge gain with his legs.
Big gain there for Logan Stepp. So we have Richmond in the backfield. The snap, trying to read the defense a little bit here. Here comes the snap. He holds it, and the pass is caught by Julian Lowe. Tries a little spin move there, and once again, before he's forced out of bounds at the 44-yard line of Otterbein. Brings up 2nd down.
Yeah, and it ends up getting maybe a yard or so out of really nothing. The ball was thrown way behind where it was intended, and Julian Lowe makes one defender miss and ends up picking up a yard. And again, you talk about just, kind of singling out Julian Lowe and really targeting him in this game for Otterbein's offense, and it's worked out so far.
Lowe in the backfield with Richmond once again. Defense looks to be bringing some kind of package here. Logan Stepp keeps it again. Nice spin move brought down by number 42 of the Crusaders. That is Drew from St. Francis de Sales.
And now 3rd and what looks to be maybe 3rd and 8, I would say.
3rd and 8 is
for Otterbein.
Time is ticking away here in this game. 11-18 left to go in the final quarter of play here at Memorial Stadium.
Yeah.
Otterbein is up 35-28.
And now if you're Otterbein, you want to definitely convert, maybe get another score, but also got to keep the clock in mind with already having the lead.
Logan steps back under pressure, evades once again. And he decides to keep it himself, and he picks up about 8 on that one. It's going to be 4th and 2 coming up here for the Cardinals.
Made by number 1, Jordan Duncan.
And Logan, all game we've seen him just do so well evading pressure in the pocket. He ends up rolling out and looking for somebody, but couldn't really find anyone. And, well, the Cardinal offense staying out on the field here at about the 50. It's a little too short for a field goal and too long for a punt, they say.
Ball is marked at the 49-yard line of Capital. Capital defense looks a little confused here as the Cardinal defense stays down on 4th and short, but they tricked everybody as they punted the ball away, and it looks like Julian Lowe is going to stop this ball at the 5-yard line of Capital.
Yeah, what a stop and what a punt by Logan Stepp. We saw them do that a couple times in the last game, and, well, it was a great play by Otterbein. Now, the Capitals have to make a 95-yard drive to tie this ball game up.
Yes, they do indeed. 10:08 left here on the clock. Memorial Stadium. It's homecoming here. Otterbein. Plenty of events left to go because it is homecoming weekend here in our quiet, peaceful village. Make sure you use the hashtag OtterHCFW when you post pictures from the weekend. But coming up right after this game, we have the men's soccer game also against the Capital Crusaders here. Memorial Stadium, and a theater production of The Addams Family. It is the second to last night. You can catch that at Cowan Hall starting at 8 p.m. Corey Heater, the running back, takes the ball and is stopped short as he gains about 1 on the play. It brings up 2nd and 9. We have an injured Capital player on the field. Looks like number 59. That is Zach Clapper, junior offensive lineman out of Zanesville High School in Zanesville, Ohio. But he is walking off the field right now under his own free will, which is always a good thing to see.
Yeah, and now for Otterbein, of course, I talked about on the offensive drive, but with just under 10 minutes to play, it is, really a time where you want to start managing the clock and getting the most out of every play as far as the time is concerned. You want to bleed the clock, and a nice 3-and-out here would do wonders for them.
And a name that we have not heard enough in this game so far has been Nick Toledo for this Otterbein defense after having that heartwarming tribute to start the game here by his brother that he hasn't seen in 6 years due to military action coming to him here during pregame at Memorial Stadium. That would be Christopher Toledo from the United States Air Force. But last year he had a season high, a game high, a record high, 16 tackles in the game against Capital, but he has been all too silent here in this game.
A big 3rd down and a stop for Otterbein, and a 3-and-out now. And Capital, certainly not going to go for it, way too close to their own goal. And
we spoke way too soon. The guy who broke up that pass was Nick Toledo.
And look at that, Nick Toledo, right as you call his name, he makes a huge play on 3rd down. And now Otterbein will look to receive this punt.
Julian Lowe back around the 47-yard line of Capital to receive this punt. Capital has been known for some trickery so far here in this game, as they have gone for nothing but 2-point conversions as that punt was almost blocked. But Julian Lowe is stopped immediately after receiving that ball. They're going to spot the ball at the 40-yard line of Capital, where Otterbein will take over.
And that's probably the best punt we've seen today from Capital. And, Otterbein now, of course, very good field position to start this drive. And if they can put some points on the board, they could, almost put this game out of reach with less than 10 minutes to go.
And they're in great field position to do so. 35-28 is the score here as Logan Stepp and Isaiah Richmond lead their team back out here onto the field. Ball is spotted at the 40-yard line for an Otterbein 1st and 10. Pass is in and out of the hands of Julian Lowe. Brings up second.
Yeah, and very unfortunate for Julian Lowe there, and Otterbein had a nice little gain of maybe 6 or 7 yards, but now it'll be 2nd and 10.
Step, motions Julian Lowe to the right, pitches him the ball, and gets upfield for a gain of about 3. 3rd and 7 looks like here for the Cardinals.
Yeah, you talk about a potential morale switch for this Capital defense. Haven't really been able to shut down Otterbein's offense today outside of 2 turnovers. And this is really the chance now for Capital's defense to take some momentum away from a Cardinals offense. Very good today on a 3rd and 7.
Absolutely. Logan Stepp so far in this game is 17 for 24, 103 yards passing through the air, 2 touchdown passes on the day so far. Waiting for the snap here once again. Snap. He holds it, and he's going to pass it to, and it's caught. Oh, no, it's being waved incomplete.
Yeah, and you can see the coaching staff definitely thought that was a catch down on the Otterbein sideline, and all of the refs really calling that incomplete. And now on a 4th and 7, Otterbein, you know, they're in a very awkward position. I think this may end up just being another Logan Stepp punt, but if not,
It looks like it may be.
certainly a chance to go for it here, and just based on field position.
4th and 7 coming up here. Tyler Sorg was the intended receiver on that last one. Another punt by Logan Stepp. And Otterbein's going to catch this one at about the 1-yard line. Great stop there by Tyler Sorg.
Yeah, and another great punt from Logan Stepp. The second time we've seen him get it to in the 5-yard line, and Capital again will have a long drive out of this one if they want to tie up this ball game with just 9 minutes to get Otterbein up 35-28 on the Capital Crusaders here on Otterbein TV.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And let's talk about this rushing game so far for the Otterbein Cardinals. The Otterbein Cardinals are being led in rushes by Logan Stepp, who has 78 yards on the ground. 1 touchdown. Right behind him is Isaiah Richmond, who has 7 carries for 74 yards. Then Christian Johnson with 7 carries for 48 yards. 2 touchdowns for Johnson so far on this game on the ground. Corey Heater keeps the ball and goes ahead to about looks like the 7-yard line. Pick up about 4 on that one. Brings up 2nd down.
Yeah, and just speaking about the rushing yards that Logan Stepp has, I mean, we've talked about it all game long, but he is just such a versatile player for this Otterbein offense. Can really do it in the air and on the ground.
We talk so much about David Barnett for this Capital Crusaders team. He has 6 catches for 108 yards and touchdowns through the air. Number 9 catches the ball for the the Capital Crusaders, excuse me. That was Trey Reese, tight end. Brings up another Crusaders 1st down.
Yeah, and you talked about David Barnett, you know, just been one of the best players in this game. He's been so consistent, and he's just, you know, he's such a target for Capital's offense.
1st down and 10 for Capital. Handoff to Cody Heater again, who fights forward about the 20-yard line. Pickup of 5 on that one. Thomas Weebler, quarterback for the Capital Crusaders. He's 16 for 27 on the day, 207 yards, 3 touchdowns so far for him. Handoff again. It was stopped immediately. Pickup of about 1. Brings up 3rd down.
Tackle made by number 52, Rick Hurst.
Stay with us after the game for the Otterbein TV post-game show, brought to you, of course, by Otterbein TV.
Now, 3rd and manageable for Capital, and a big stop here, potentially for Otterbein defense.
This duo of Thomas Weebler and Cody Heater in the backfield as Cody Heater, oh no, it looks like Weebler kept himself. tricked all of us up here in the box as he picked up, or as he got right back to about the line of scrimmage. It brings up 4th down here as the Capital punt unit comes back onto the field.
Another big stop from the Cardinal defense. 2nd time in a row they've really just shut down anything that Capital's offense has wanted to do, and now Otterbein offense, they'll come back onto the field with a chance to put the game away with just about 6 minutes to play.
About 6 minutes to play. And here goes another punt from, oh, it is blocked! It is blocked! And it looks like, or are they going to signal here?
Maybe.
Well, there's a flag, there's a late flag on the play, but that punt was blocked by number 99 for Otterbein.
Yeah, we haven't, I didn't see anybody signal a touchdown, so it looks like kind of the officials, I mean, the flag was thrown at about the 4, and I don't know if that was a flag because of a personal foul or maybe just trying to spot where the ball was, but yeah, it looks like they've actually put the ball down right at the flag. Don't know for sure if this was a foul. One of the refs using his flag to find the spot of the ball.
I don't know, but it looks like the referees are conferring over there around the Otterbein, or around the Capital, 4-yard line.
Yeah, and I mean, either way, the flag came in way after the play, and so this is huge for Otterbein. They have such good field position now after a block, and that's so demoralizing for Capital.
The last time out, the Capital punter was also almost blocked, but this time the Cardinals pulled it off, and it was done by number 99, P.J. Vigel, out of Willoughby, Ohio.
Yeah, and you can see the refs just still conferring about it.
They look mighty confused about what was happening, but that punt was indeed blocked. Are they trying to figure out whether the ball went out of bounds before it was actually recovered?
And you can see there's one of the refs holding a football about the 4-yard line. He was holding it in the middle he was almost going to put it down to spot the ball, but now walking back over, and the refs are having a very, very long conversation about this. Coach
Dow is clearly seen out in the middle of the field at about the 18-yard line, still trying to figure out what's going on here with the referees, as the referees finally begin to break their huddle over there on the right-hand side of the field.
Yeah, I think more than anything, he's just making sure that it is in fact Otterbein's ball, and I'm pretty sure it is. I mean, the flag came way after the punt was blocked. It was more of an after, kind of in a situation where you would see like an unsportsmanlike conduct kind of thing. But I didn't really see sportsmanlike conduct or anything like that, and I think that's kind of why the officials are very confused, trying to figure out what the call should be.
Absolutely here. But while we wait for, oh, look, the officials have finally broken their huddle. We're going to get our call here on what the situation is here in just a second.
We have an illegal batting, number 44 of the return team. That's a 10-yard penalty from the previous spot. First down, Capital.
Illegal batting call for number 44 on Otterbein. That is Jake Harper, sophomore linebacker out of Tri-Valley High School. They're going to give the ball back to Capital here. First down, Capital.
And you can see Coach Dow very displeased with the call, and I don't understand. They called illegal batting, but
I don't think I've ever heard of illegal batting before.
Any sort of illegal batting you would think would, because they illegally batted the football. Anytime he would have illegally batted the football, it would have been after the punt. So I'm very confused as to how it Capital ball, because it's certainly not like blocking the punt was illegal. So very confusing call to me.
That is a true statement, and the defensive line coach Otterbein is livid on the sidelines as he is still mouthing off to the referee as Otterbein as Capital takes back over from the 30-yard line. His 1st and 10 Crusaders. Thomas Weaver keeps the ball himself as he is swallowed up almost immediately as he gets back to the line of scrimmage, brings up 2nd and 10.
Yeah, and you talk about it, Otterbein kind of making the most out of that penalty. You saw all the defenders go out fired up, and then they just, first play, just blow up the play at the line of scrimmage, and you see just a bunch of handshakes going around. They are very excited right now to go out and destroy these Crusaders.
I hope they're really angry after that call, after that blatant blocked punt that gives the Crusaders the ball back, and he connects. Thomas Weebler connects with David Barnett once again as he marches about 45 yards into the end zone. Touchdown, Capital.
Yeah, and you talk about the reply, that Capital, such a 50-50 plays they call.
Keeps it, throws it back to left, where it is complete. Incomplete. Pass was intended for none other than David Barnett once again.
Who would have suspected that Capital live and die by the 2-point conversion? That makes them 2 for 5 on the day on conversion.
Stephen Carpenter stopped David Barnett from bringing that in as he pushed him out of bounds as that ball was received. When he caught the ball, Stephen Carpenter pushed him out of bounds in the back of the end zone before his feet could come down. 2-point conversion blocked once again by this Otterbein defense.
Yeah, and all things considered, Otterbein still with the lead, and you bleed a lot of time off, and if you're the Otterbein team, you just gotta, kind of shake that off. We still have a lead. There's only 5 minutes left, and this is the time for the Otterbein offense to come out, and if Otterbein's offense can put up some points here, I think, they're gonna feel very confident with depending on how long this drive goes, maybe 4 minutes left or something like that.
I think Otterbein needs to run the ball and run the ball effectively here to run as much time off of this clock as humanly possible, as they only have a 1-point lead with 5:20 left in the game. All 3 timeouts remain for both teams. Capital gets ready to kick the ball off. And Julian Lowe back to receive for Otterbein as always. Otterbein desperately needs to put some points on the board to get this taken away, and the ball rolls off the tee as the play is whistled dead right after the kick. We're going to re-kick this ball.
The ball was falling off the tee if he kicked it.
Yeah, I don't think that was, obviously the ball falling off the tee, not intentional, but I don't think a squib kick was what they were going for. I think they did just want to do a regular kick. So obviously he'll just set the ball back up at the tee and try again.
Absolutely. He was trying to pin him as deep as humanly possible for this last 5-minute stretch here at Memorial Stadium. Otterbein leads by 1 point, 35-34 here in their homecoming game against their crosstown rivals, the Capital Crusaders.
And they are going to do a squib kick.
Squib kick, and it is recovered by Otterbein at the 48-yard line.
Yeah, and maybe, I don't know if that was potentially just an onside kick attempt that goes the way of Otterbein, and a huge reaction play by Otterbein special teams to keep the ball in the favor of Otterbein. And now they have great field position with 5 minutes, and clock management now huge for the Otterbein offense.
48-yard line, 1st and 10. That's where they're going to spot the ball. Logan Stepp leads his team back out here. Christian Johnson in the backfield, and again, instead of Isaiah Richmond this time around. 2 receivers lined up to, or 3 lined up to the left, 1 motioning to the right now. Big turn of events here for Otterbein as Christian Johnson keeps the ball and fights forward for about a gain of 1 at the 49-yard line. 2nd and 9 here for the Cardinals.
And again, though, it's, at this point, all about game management. You have the lead. You just want to run the clock out. And running, obviously, most effective way to do that, keeps the clock running the whole possession. And I would be very surprised to see Capital throws the ball, or Otterbein throws the ball unless they really have to.
4:48 left in this game here at Memorial Stadium. It's Otterbein's homecoming game. Christian Johnson and Isaiah Richmond in the backfield with Logan Stepp. 2 receivers lined up to the right, 1 to the left. Handoff to Johnson. No, Logan Stepp keeps it himself. Fights forward for about a gain. It's going to be 3rd and 2.
And a nice designed run from Logan Stepp. It was a little fake handoff, and I don't even know, potentially a read option, but Stepp ends up himself and goes for about 7.
Isaiah Richmond comes out of the game Christian Johnson remains in the backfield with Logan Stepp as the running back.
Yeah, now a 3rd and 1. Very manageable for Otterbein if they want to just continue to run the ball. The clock now just ticking under 4 minutes to play.
Big conversion is needed here from Otterbein if they want to continue to run the clock out. Second timeout called by the quarterback, Logan Stepp, as he didn't like what he sees as the clock was winding down.
There's no penalty. Timeout, Otterbein.
And that was a close play. Clock was running down to 0. Logan Stepp didn't like what he sees, and he's forced to call the timeout here. We're going to take a quick break here. This is Otterbein TV from Memorial Stadium. We're back here at Memorial Stadium after the timeout. 3rd and 1 coming up here for the Cardinals. Christian Johnson in the backfield with Logan Stepp. Stepp takes it, hands it off, keeps it himself, and he gets a lot more, and he's out in the open. Logan Stepp to the 10, to the 5, touchdown, Logan Stepp. What another fantastic touchdown run for our quarterback, Logan Stepp.
And with just about 3:40 to play, that could potentially put the game out of reach for the Capital Crusaders. A huge read option. And in the end, Logan Stepp keeps it in. The versatility we've talked about all game shows up again.
What a fantastic run again by Logan Stepp as we await Joe Sanfilippo for the extra point here. Here comes the snap. And the kick is up, and the kick is no good. No good. That's the first miss for Joe Sanfilippo in the last games.
That was a very high snap, and the placeholder tried to bring it down as quickly as he could, and in the end it was just a little too high for Joe Sanfilippo as he just got over it and kicked it just under the bar.
Absolutely. 41-34 is the score here at Memorial Stadium. 3:40 left in this game. What does Capital have to do to come back to the game? What does the defense have to do to keep Capital at bay like they have been these last couple times out, Brendan?
And what's big, is obviously with Otterbein missing that extra point, that means that Capital, if they do come down and score, you pretty much can already assume for 2 again. And that, if they can convert that, they would actually take the lead. So you talk about how huge special teams is. That might be one of the biggest plays of the game if Otterbein ends up losing this one. But of course, 3 minutes and 40 seconds left. Still a lot of time for Capital, but also still a lot of time for Otterbein to have to defend and try to protect the lead and protect their home turf against their in-state rivals.
Absolutely. The ball falls off the tee again here as this wind is starting to whip up and clouds are starting to move in. They said there was a chance of rain, but it has held off for all of these homecoming festivities so far here in the earlier part of the day. There's still a lot going on here in the evening, guys, to check out, but we'll go over some of that during the Otterbein TV post-game show here from Memorial Stadium coming up in about a little bit less than 5 minutes. Joe Sanfilippo end over kick way back into the back of the end zone where they will take, and Capital will bring it out to the 25 to start their next drive.
Yeah, this is probably the biggest drive, biggest possession of this game now as we're winding down in the 4th quarter, and Capital, they've been very inconsistent today offensively. At some points they found the rhythm, and Other times, like recently, they've just been shut down by the Cardinal defense. And, for the Cardinal defense, it's just do what you've done the last 2 drives. And for this Capital offense, you've got to turn it around. And, you're looking to play like you did in the second quarter when you were just kind of rolling all over defense, excuse me.
Absolutely. Thomas Weebler in the backfield with Corey Heater, this dynamic duo in the backfield for Capital as this Otterbein crowd starts to get a little bit more electric. He's rolling out to the right, and he passes. Pass complete to number 13, Corey Heater, who got out in space to receive that ball out of the backfield.
And that's a huge play to start the drive if you're the offense. And now Capital, talking about earlier, just the rhythm that they need to create, and that's a good start.
Capital will be playing a hurry-up offense here as they try to put some more points with 3:13 left in this game. He's under pressure, and he passes, and it is caught by looks like number 15, David Barnett.
Again, David Barnett, what a target. That's a diving catch, and very impressive from the receiver.
That's 2 back-to-back first down plays for Capital. They've moved 20 yards downfield in just about 30 seconds here off the clock.
Yeah, and the way this drive is going, it looks like the Cardinal offense might have to come out and do what they did in the last drive.
Heater one more time as he finds some space. Popped around the 30-yard line. That'll bring up 2nd and 5. This Capital team coming out very quickly in this defense. After the last couple of times out, the defense has been able to do quick 3-and-outs. The Cardinal defense needs to buckle down here if they want to keep this Capital offense in check. 2:15 left on the clock. Willoughby tosses it once again. Nick Waters, touchdown, Capital.
And now, the big thing for this Capital offense, obviously, they've put 6 points on the board, which is going to put them down a point. Now the 2-point conversion comes in, and this means so much to Capital. They've gone, 4-2 every single time, and if they can convert here, that would give them the lead. If they don't convert, they're still down 1 point.
This is one hell of a slugfest here from Memorial Stadium. It's been back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Neither team giving a lick. Every time Otterbein scores, Capital responds with a score, and vice versa, as Capital is going to take a timeout to kind of discuss their options here with 2:09 left to go, 41-40, as we await extra point attempt. Are they going to go for 2? They've been going for 2 every extra point attempt they've had so far. Game, they're 2 for 5 on 2-point conversions. No extra point kicks attempted at all in this game for Capital.
Yeah, and it's very important that Otterbein kind of, choose a good play of their own, because, you really got to shut down this Capital 2-point conversion. You don't want to put the pressure on your offense with just over 2 minutes to play. And, if this 2-point conversion is successful, you talk about an Otterbein offense that we've praised all day, having to come down with 2 minutes left in the game and have a game-winning drive.
A 2-point conversion will put Capital up by 1. An extra point kick would tie the game at 41. We're still awaiting to see what the Capital Crusaders do here as they finally break their huddle and come back to the line. And it looks like Thomas Willoughby is going to be out on the field for another 2-point conversion try. Thomas Weebler out of Zanesville, Ohio. The 6th 2-point conversion attempt on this game so far, and it is successful. David Barnett, 42-41. Capital retakes the lead here at Memorial Stadium.
And here we go. This is it. This is one of the craziest games I think I've ever watched live. And now Otterbein, you've got to come back down and put, at least 2 points on the board. Obviously, would get it done for them.
A field goal would be great for Otterbein right now. That's all they can hope for if they are not able to punch it in the zone. There's 2 minutes left. Does Otterbein have a 2-minute offense, Brendan? Do they? I've never seen it happen before.
I If they do the way this game has gone, I think there's certainly a chance for them. And obviously, Joe Sanfilippo, he's one of the more dangerous kickers in the OAC. I mean, he's got, he hit a 40-plus yarder last week, and he's such a weapon for this Otterbein team, and we've seen it multiple times. And they may call upon him here in the closing seconds of the game to hit a game winner.
They are going to have to, but Otterbein needs to get him down in good field position to do so as Capital comes out ready to kick this ball away to the Otterbein Cardinals as they have retaken 42-41 with 2:09 left here in this game. Joe Sanfilippo, kicker for the Otterbein Cardinals, was the Otterbein Cardinals Player of the Week last week after that aforementioned 40-plus yard field goal that he had in that game. They still fell short to the Polar Bears, and they've been having one hell of a slugfest here with the Capital Crusaders so far in this game. Another squib kick from Capital.
Cardinals start at the 35 again, some obviously decent field position, and Capital, they decided to put it in the hands of the defense instead of trying to make a big play on special teams, and I think that's probably the right call considering what we've seen from Julian Lowe in this game returning the football.
So far, I think you need to get guys like Peyton Vanderkoy, Julian Lowe, Hunter Joseph, and all of your other weapons in this mix. Interchange your running between Christian Johnson, Isaiah Richmond, and Justin Stoner. Get down the field enough, burn as much time as you can off the clock, and hopefully get a field goal to put this one away. 6 points, 7 points would be nice, but a field goal could win you this game. Logan Stepp holds the ball himself, and he's under pressure. He evades it once again. He's going to toss it high, and it looks like this one's going to be knocked down, almost intercepted. Pass was intended for Julian Lowe.
Well, you talk about a crazy play. Logan Stepp, I mean, he definitely that ball out, and he just puts it up in a huge 50-50 scenario for Julian Lowe, and that's a very dangerous throw to attempt.
There were two Capital defenders covering Julian Lowe on that one, and if it wasn't for the wherewithal of Julian Lowe to bat that ball down from behind, that ball was going to be intercepted, and this game would very much be over.
Very, very important play there in this game, and now Otterbein got to make the most of it.
Logan Stepp motions Julian Lowe to the right. He steps back in the pocket. He's going to toss it too low, but it's overthrown to the Otterbein sideline. Brings up 3rd and 10.
And a huge third down now for Otterbein. And, with just under 2 minutes to play, it's 4-down territory for them, So you realistically, right now, you have 2 plays to try and get 10 yards.
This Otterbein defense has to pull out all the stops as they need to calm down and stay focused just enough to move this ball downfield enough to hopefully get a field goal attempt for Joe. They're unable to punch it in the end. This is a big 3rd down coming up here for the Cardinals. Logan Stepp awaits the snap. He's under pressure. He rolls to the right, and he is forced out of bounds at the line of scrimmage. 4th and 10. And we have an injured Cardinal down on the field. That's Hunter Joseph.
Yeah, he looked like he was holding his foot for just a moment.
Injury timeout.
He looks to definitely be in. And not long term, Joseph, one of the main targets for Otterbein, and obviously hasn't really been called upon much this game, just the way the game has gone, but definitely don't want to lose a receiver of that caliber if you're the Otterbein offense long term.
Absolutely not. Now the Otterbein offense to decide during this timeout here whether or not they're going to go for it on 4th and 10. It's going to be a long shot, but I think at this point with 1:45 left, you have to go for it and hope for the best.
Yeah, it's such a hard play call. The defense and the defense for the Cardinals has been so back and forth today, and looks like they may be getting. I thought they were going for the stretcher, but maybe not. I can tell what they're going for right now, but you can see.
Looks like they're going for the gas down there for 100.
Yeah, the Otterbein offense, you can see kind of huddled up, just talking things over. I mean, this is potentially the biggest play of the game. Now resting in the hands of this Otterbein offense,
and this is not what you want to see here, folks. Hunter Joseph leads the OAC going into this game with 21 catches, 93 yards, and 2 touchdowns as they're running the air cast out to him on the sideline. He's got about 6 trainers at the moment. Everyone's down on one knee, and a hush has fallen over this crowd. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back with your final moments here at Memorial Stadium. This is Otterbein TV. It's homecoming here at Otterbein. We're back here at Memorial Stadium while they're still attending to receiver Hunter Joseph there at about the Otterbein 43-yard line. Hunter Joseph, junior wide receiver out of New Philadelphia High School in New Philadelphia, Ohio. They rushed the air cast out to him after that last play, which sets up an Otterbein 4th and 10 here in these closing moments of this game with 1:45 left on the clock. Capital is up 42-41 here. We're still waiting to see what's going to happen. They've kind of waved off getting the stretcher at the moment. More training, or even more training people from even the Capital side are coming over to aid in this young man's injury here at Memorial Stadium. We're gonna go back to break. All the updates as soon as we have them right here on Otterbein TV. We're back here at Memorial Stadium. I'm Al Williamson. This is Brandon Chafe to my right as Hunter Joseph is being carried off the field with an air cast around his left leg, and that is totally not what you want to see, especially here in the closing moments of this homecoming game.
Yeah, we were talking about the potential of a long-term injury to Hunter Joseph. There's nothing here that tells you that he'll be back in this game. I mean, that is certainly a long-term injury.
Well, we hope for the best, and we'll have as many updates as humanly possible here in the coming weeks on Hunter Joseph's condition. This is the worst injury we've seen so far here this season for an Otterbein Cardinal. But as we resume play, it is 4th and 10, and Otterbein is going to go for it here on down, 10 yards to go. A big 4th down conversion is needed for Otterbein to stay in this game, and they did it! They did it, and they got a first down. Much more. That was number 89, Peyton Vanderkoy.
And he has been so huge for them today. 3 catches, but all huge balls. Otterbein hurrying up to the line, and they've already snapped the ball for the next play.
And that one's thrown out to number 28. That was Dean Suplek, sophomore wide receiver out of Strongsville, Ohio, as the Cardinals are just marching this one right after that huge reception on 4th and 10 by Peyton Vanderkoy. We've talked so much about this kid being so dynamic, especially in those big play situations.
You can see Joe Sanfilippo's already warming up down there, and they're probably very close, if not already in his field goal. Obviously going to try to get as close to that goal line as possible.
Absolutely. Second coming up here. Low snap to Logan Stepp. As Logan Stepp passes it out, it is caught It is caught by Tyler Sword over on the Capital sideline. That brings up another Cardinals first down.
This is incredible. The atmosphere is right now.
This crowd is getting into it, especially after that brutal injury to Hunter Joseph, where it seemed like the life was just sucked out of this crowd. It is getting ruckus down here in Memorial Stadium. Minute 23 left, 1st and 10. Cardinals down by 1, looking to punch it in the end zone or at least stay in field goal range. Johnson in the backfield, and Logan Stepp calls a timeout as the play clock was winding down once again. What did the Cardinals offense have to do here to secure that they put this game away with 1:20 left?
Yeah, I mean, they're definitely in field goal range for Joe Sanfilippo here on the ball at the 20. And, I think at this point, you got to play a very conservative style of offense. I mean, I'm talking about, pretty much runs only and trying to get the ball maybe even more centered in the field. So Sanfilippo's kick is literally just a straightforward kick.
Absolutely, and Joe Sanfilippo
in the dying moments of the game in a position where they were pretty much set up to just kick the field goal and go home.
As a very dejected Johnson and Julian Lowe walk off the field. We have another injury on the field. This time it's a Capital Crusader down. We're going to take another quick break. There is a minute 17 left here. It is Capital 42-41. Capitals on top. This is Otterbein TV. And we're back here at Otterbein for Otterbein's homecoming game. Capital gets the ball back after a fumble by Christian, and he takes a knee, which is pretty much going to close this one out here, Brendan.
Yeah, and what a way to lose, though. It's so upsetting for Otterbein not even getting the chance to take the field goal with Joe Sanfilippo. And, you hate to blame one player because, there's turnovers for Otterbein today, but in the end, it's Christian Johnson who ultimately fumbles the ball. And
there were a lot of turnovers here by these Otterbein Cardinals today, but the Capital came in, and it's been a slugfest as he takes another knee. Thomas Weebler ticks off the clock, and that's going to do it. The 5-year streak of Otterbein winning has been broken as the Capital Crusaders come here against the Otterbein Cardinals and defeat them at home 42-41.
An incredible game despite maybe not turning out the way most Otterbein fans would want. And, for Capital, this is their first win, like you said, going into the game in 5 years. An impressive performance, really, from both teams. And in the end, it came down to ultimately pretty much one play.
That puts Capital at 3-0 in the OAC overall, and they are 3-1 overall as a team. We will be right back after a quick break for your Otterbein TV post-game show. Stick around right here. We are back here at Memorial Stadium as Otterbein falls for the first time in 5 meetings to the Capital Crusaders by a score of 42-41. It was a slobber knocker of a game where every time Otterbein scored, Capital responded, and vice versa. Brendan, let's kind of talk about just the feel here in the stadium after 5 seasons of handedly beating Capital. It all comes to an end here today at homecoming.
Yeah, and for Otterbein, it was a good performance. You know, you don't want to take anything away from Otterbein or necessarily give any more credit for Capital, because the game was so evenly matched the whole way through, and again, it really just came down to a couple of plays. And I kind of talked with Elijah about it last week. The turnovers just kill Otterbein.
The turnovers killed Otterbein indeed in this game. Let's talk about some game stats here. Otterbein had 28 first downs compared to Capital's 21. 304 rushing yards for the Cardinals today, 217 passing yards, and 521 total yards of offense, but 3 turnovers. The Capitals none is going to make the big difference here in this game. Total penalties for the Cardinals, 11 penalties for 145 yards. Capital only had 7 penalties for 59 yards. Capital had 90 yards on the ground and 56 yards, through the air, and 446 yards of total offense. For the Otterbein Cardinals, Logan Stepp, your quarterback, he was 21 for 31, 217 yards through the air, and 2 touchdowns also through the air. Logan Stepp also led the Cardinals in rushing. He had 16 carries with 135 yards and 2 touchdowns on the ground. And Isaiah Richmond comes in right behind him, passing the century mark with 112 yards on the day. Julian Lowe, receiving for the Cardinals, had 12 catches for 86 yards and 2 touchdowns. Peyton Vanderkoy, the sleeper, he had 3 catches, all big-time yards. He had 86 yards altogether as well. Attendance here in Memorial Stadium, 3,036 here. And on the Capital side of the ball, it was Thomas Weebler who led the Crusaders, He was 21 for 32, no interceptions, 351 yards through the air, 5 touchdowns. Corey Heater, the running back, 20 carries, 63 yards, 1 touchdown. And on the receiving side of the ball, the impressive David Barnett. He had 8 catches for 190 yards and 3 touchdowns. Nick Waters had 72 yards for 1 touchdown. And Trey Reese also had 34 yards for 1 touchdown. So the Otterbein Cardinals here did not put on a bad game on defense and offense. They were quite impressive, but they just couldn't get the job done here at homecoming at Memorial Stadium.
Yeah, and one of the big things that just kind of sticks out for me as we wrap up the show, David Barnett, we talked about him the whole game. He is consistently, one of the best players on the field, really, for both teams. And David Barnett, just huge stats for a receiver.
Other scores here from around the OAC is gone final. Muskingum falls to Heidelberg 27-24, which puts each of them at 2-2 on the season. John Carroll handles Wilmington 67-7, which puts Wilmington at 0-4 on the year. Mount Union beats the Polar Bears of Ohio Northern 38-21 to stay undefeated, and Marietta defeats Baldwin Wallace 62-56. The final score here at Memorial Stadium is the Cardinals 41. Capitals come in and beat the Cardinals 42-41. For everyone that helped out, our crew and our technical director, Lillian Van Weingarten, I'm Al Williamson for Brandon Shave. You have listened to Otterbein's TV's production of our homecoming football game here at Memorial Stadium, where the final score, once again, is the Cards 41. Capital comes in and beats them 42-41. We will catch you guys next week on WOBN for our away game at Muskingum. Elisha Gonzalez will have the call on that one, and we'll be right back here at home the following week against John Carroll. It will be our first night game under the lights here at Memorial Stadium. For Brandon, I'm Al. We will catch you guys next time for John Carroll right here at Memorial Stadium.